Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't met me before, hi, I'm Madeline. This is my channel, but you'll notice I'm in a very peculiar spot right now, which is not front and center. I'm very confused and upset that power has been ripped from my hands, but this is because I'm not running this particular game. In this particular game, of course, being Good Society by the incredible Storybrewers, um, it is called the Facilitator. And I am not the facilitator today, but before we get into all of this, I'm just going to run you guys through some housekeeping things. First and foremost, hey everyone, welcome. Make sure you follow these people, they'll introduce themselves in a bit. We're playing Good Society, incredible RPG. No, it's players. Follow these people, they're incredible. Also, because we want to keep you as safe as we possibly can, I also have just put the content warning list in chat as well. We're playing in the Regency era, so there's some stuff, and we're keeping it dramatic, and there's lots of romance. So make sure you check that out because we want to keep you as safe as we possibly can. Also, for the we're on like the last couple of days of August, but technically the Game Changers charity event is still going on. So if you want to donate to help sick kids and donate towards the Starlight Children's Foundation, that would be incredible. Link is down the bottom there. Hugs and kisses. And I think I'm more than happy to hand it over to my good friend James, who will be our incredible facilitator. Take it away, James.
Hi, my name is James. This is not my bit. My name is James. I also go by Hugger Muggered here on the internet. You can check me out at the link in the sidebar there. But I am going to be your facilitator for our lovely 4-episode event here as we play Good Society for the good of society. Couple quick things. This is not a D&D style TTRPG. This is very much a more novella, roleplay heavy system. So you may think that there are no rules happening. I assure you there are a lot of rules happening. They just look different than you're used to. We will not be rolling dice. We will not be pulling cards for my Cabin 6 friends. We will in fact just be bartering with each other using tokens, which we will offer up to our other fellow players or to NPCs in order to get them to do what we, the speakers, want them to do. So it's like playing dolls with your friends when you were a kid. It's very fun. As Maddie said, check the content warnings. It's going to be standard Jane Austen style novel stuff. But I think that before we get into anything, I want to go around and introduce all of our lovely, lovely players. And if you guys want to give a description of yourselves and then a brief description of who you will be playing as your main character. And we will start with Maddie, because Maddie's right there next.
Hi, I'm Madeline. This is my channel. I'm Maddie. I use she/her pronouns. I'm a pro dungeon master and a professional silly guy as well. Tonight I'm going to be playing as my main character, Mr. Theodore Brooks, who is the careerist. He's new money, very new into the gentry, and is very much out of place. He has just so much money. Very wealthy due to some very cool textile factories in London, but does not come with the title nor is still practicing the noble customs of this place, but is here forced back from London by his father to get married before he can take over the family business.
Who do you want to popcorn it over to?
I think I'll go in order. Faye.
Hi, I'm Faye, Gothic Fairy cosplay. I use she, they pronouns. And I'll be playing Leona Fairfield. Oops, messed up my own name. My name is Leona Fairfield. And I am a socialite. My late older sister was very much a well-to-do, very genuine and like social creature before she died. And now I have to step out of her shadow and figure out how to do exactly what she did, which is helped by the fact that I come from old money, and still surely have a lot of money. Don't ask a lot of questions about that. And she has sort of mousy brown hair, and unfortunately wears a lot of dresses that belong to her late sister. And I will popcorn it over to Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray, otherwise known as the Ray Wilds. I exist on the internet. I use she, they pronouns. Yeah. I will be playing Percival Harrogate, who is, for better terms, your general flirt. He's a meddler. He is an only child who got what he wanted his entire life. And that has gotten him into a bit of trouble with his father. Just a smidge. And so now he's just trying to, restore honor to the family. And Abigail.
Hi, I'm Abigail, also known as Abigail the Nerd on all socials. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Miriam Winthrop. She is a dependent with the humble origins background, and she's going through it. She's really going through it and feels very out of place with her current situation. And that's all I'm gonna say about that for now.
Oh, don't worry. We'll probably get into it very quickly.
Okay.
That being said, all of our players here, I, as your facilitator, rather than taking a traditional DM role, am actually here to just, act more as like a copy editor for the story and, help add little details here and there that might make lives easier or more likely more difficult for our players. I will also be playing another quote-unquote main character, who's more of a background main character. I will be playing the Dowager Viscountess, Lady Francesca Lawton. It's a mouthful. Francesca's an old biddy who really likes to get up in people's business and doesn't think any of her grandchildren are up to snuff. And that counts for grand nieces, grand nephews, among which you might find some in the show. But without further ado, I think now that we know our main players, and you'll get to know some side characters later on that our players will actually be assisting in playing, we should just open up the book and get started with our story. Sound good?
Yeah.
Now, it should be said, gentle observers, my dear players, that there are very few truths in life. One could say love is a great and powerful truth of life, but there is so much of a lie in love that I cannot agree. You could postulate that family is the truth of life, but family is equally as fickle as the bond of young schoolmates, and this, too, is considerable for faith and your career, and most pleasantries of the humble day-to-day. Yes, I posit to you, my friends, that there is only one universal truth to life, and that truth is death. I invite you, gentle observers, to imagine a quintessential vision of the Regency period. A country town of no exorbitant size, but still it sprawls through rolling hills with bright green pastures of grazing animals and growing things, with bumpy dirt roads and bright blue skies filled with fluffy white clouds. The countryside is dotted with the genteel estates that range from lavish to humble, and it is where we set our scene. Welcome to Habershire. It's a place of rest and respite for those gentry families who tire of their time in London and long for peace and pleasure. The month is August of the year 1813, and Lord Fabian Bergamot, the founder of Habershire's very own assembly room where countless gatherings for playing cards and dancing and matchmaking have been fashioned, he has met that final and inevitable truth of life. The coffin of wide, knotless elm planks has been draped in deep purple silk velvet, with solid brass furnishings and handle. A standard brass angel holding a generic harp is nailed to the front face of the coffin lid, and the coffin, as it is gently lowered into the ground of the churchyard, is as solid, richly furnished, and lacking in personality as Lord Bergamot himself always was. While there is a wailing in the street from the mourners contracted to cry throughout the day in Lord Bergamot's name, there are very few wet eyes in the churchyard. As the ceremony is ended, and the newly widowed dowager Lady Helen Bergamont is gently removed from the graveside by her son and her daughter-in-law, the new Lord and Lady Bergamont, the assembled gently follow politely. But the moment the mourning family's carriages are filled, and the solid black horses with their ostentatious black ostrich feather plumes have begun their travel back to Bergamont Estate, with their hired mourners trailing behind them, the churchyard bursts into societal conversation. Because there is no rest for the socialites and social engagements that dot along Habisher every fall term. So I will ask all of my assembled players, who is closest to the gate of the cemetery?
I'll buy it.
All right, Theodore, you are newly arrived in town. You've been here before, but it's been some months since you have graced us with your presence in Habisher. What brought Theodore to the churchyard today? What connection did he have to Lord Bergamont? Or, if no connection at all, simply societal engagement?
I think it is the latter. I think he tries his best, has tried his best through the last 3 years or so to make as many connections as possible, but most of the time with the older folk, it was incredibly difficult to try and break through with those connections. And I think newly arrived, barely a few hours of sleep, though dressed to the nines with the latest fashions from London, he is here because it is expected, because it would be rude not to be here.
He was a pillar of the community, as plain and marble as the pillar was. So, I will ask, among all those assembled, Theodore, is there someone you're looking for today?
I think probably 2 people. I think I scan around for Percy, if nothing else but to avoid that more awkward encounter, and also for Miss Fairfield's Leona.
Well, I would love to know, Percy, are you in the cemetery still, after the ceremony?
Percy is definitely still in there, if nothing else, to make his father happy. Probably just quietly standing next to his father's side, just looking through the crowd, bored out of his mind.
Not your usual favored type of event, is it?
No, not at all.
As much of a social engagement as it is not a fun, fancy-free sort of social engagement. There's a lot of hard rules at a funeral that you are desperately flicking through in your head to make sure you don't make any mindless decisions that will cause shame to an already questionable family history. But I will ask, since Percy is so bored out of his mind, is he looking about the cemetery for anything to occupy his time, or is he focused on something in particular?
Percy is definitely just trying to see who's around. If he recognizes any faces, if there's any new faces that he has never seen before.
Well, I think it is fairly obvious that there are a lot of familiar faces around. It's all people who have been in town as long as you've been in town, you know. Most of the people here grew up coming here every fall term, you included, despite all of your family's troubles. But there is one familiar face that you weren't expecting to see, that is right there by the cemetery gate and has just caught your eye. Theodore, you catch Percy's eye.
I think Theodore just does and promptly walks away.
Percy's gonna just give like a really oh, and just like tracks Theodore as he walks away.
Theodore, where are you walking to? Deeper into the social gathering or out of the cemetery entirely?
Deeper into the social gathering. I am unfortunately here for a reason, and I need to let some people see my face and maybe talk to some people. But he's just getting into the gravitas of the ever calm gentleman, and is just plastering that pleasant look on his face as he just begins to slowly move through the crowd, as if to some he could look like he's going somewhere, and to others he seems approachable enough to stop and talk to.
Well, there are in fact many faces who turn to regard you as you walk by, several recognizing you, give you pleasant greetings, although muted in the setting that you're all in. Everyone's voices are not at the full volume they usually are in a house of cards or a ballroom. There is one gathering that you would take note of, because over on the edge closest to the graveside, where the groundskeepers have begun gently pushing the genteel folk out of the way so they can do their graveyard business, there is a small family gathering, it seems, surrounding a elderly woman wearing all black, with beautiful gold jewelry, not in mourning fashion. Perhaps black is just her color. But surrounding her, two grandsons, a niece, maybe a grandniece, certainly a large amount of people surrounding her, as she is currently holding the hand of one Miriam Winthrop. Miriam, the Viscountess, has been holding your hand and regaling the people around all of you with the story of how you came to be in her household recently. And as she continues holding your hand, it is now questionable whether she is holding your hand for the comfort of her own sake next to a grave, where she will surely be soon, or for your comfort, as she describes in detail, "Oh yes, it was a tragedy, it really was. The whole house gone in an hour. Just went up like a puff of smoke on a candle." The assembled people around sort of gaze at her in awe for how right on the money she is, because everyone has heard at this point, Miriam, about your family's tragedy just several weeks back. As you are surrounded by all of these genteel folk who are giving you sympathies and giving the Viscountess quite a bit of praise for bringing you in such a terrible time in your life, what's going on with Miriam?
Miriam is standing there in an exquisite outfit that is not hers, and is deeply uncomfortable with the attention she's receiving at someone else's funeral. So she's just kind of holding the Viscountess's hand, and like tries to remain polite, have the appropriate reactions to things, and as the story is regaled yet again, just gets this far away look in her eyes. I was just like,
As you zone out, as it were, to protect yourself from hearing yet again just how quickly your house burned down with all of your worldly possessions and some of your worldly people in it, I will ask another member of this family, what's going through Leona's mind as Leona stands at the edge of this family gathering?
She is just externally, she's got a genteel, sorrowful look. Internally, it's like, Jesus Christ, yeah, okay, this is another funeral, I get it. Yeah, okay, yep, we're still talking about Miriam, okay. Get over yourself. Just getting progressively meaner and over the top. It's like when someone bumps into you and you're like, I hope they get hit by a car. That's the level of just it's a lot of talk, no actual full-hearted malice, but it is a lot of like, can we stop talking? This is all we talk about when Miriam is here, is how Miriam has so many dead family members. Oh, never heard of a dead family member before. Jesus
Miriam,
Christ.
there are several lovely gentlemen here, some older, some younger. In fact, the Dowager's own grandsons are standing at her side as well. The moment you begin to tear up, perhaps not even from sorrow, but simply from staring into the distance too long with your eyes open, about 3 hands reach out with handkerchiefs, all handing them out to you. And I will ask, do you take a handkerchief from the shortest gentleman, the tallest gentleman, or the most plainly dressed gentleman?
And one of them only tells lies.
You're right. I gotta ask a question now. It's gotta be the right one. No. From the tallest gentleman.
In an odd turn of events, as a facilitator, as a storyteller, I will ask Maddie,
Hello.
what does Dennis do as he hands over this handkerchief to his sorrowful grandmother's house guest?
I think Dennis is the type of guy to... Everything is so practiced at this point that I think one of the main reasons you reached for his first is because he just brandished it the fastest, because he's so used to it, that I think as he's kind of like holding it out to you, I don't think he's even looking at you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, you're welcome. Sorrows.
Sorrows.
As Dennis says sorrows, his grandmother sort of snaps her neck to the side to look up at him and goes, and prayers!
And prayers.
Good.
There's a faraway look of just a remembrance of a time that is long left behind, but it continues to haunt him.
As all of the consolation and talking continues, Percy, your family does not have as much connection to the Bergamonts as perhaps everyone else in this cemetery does, but you all are trying to get on the up and up in society, so sticking around at a funeral and saying prayers for the deceased isn't out of the ordinary to try and gain favor. That being said, no one is really looking at you as Theodore approaches this family gathering. Theodore, you said you were looking for Leona, yes?
Yeah.
Well, you certainly spot her at the edge of this little family get-together.
He approaches and just gives a very polite bow, looking over the rest of the family, and just says, "Greetings, though very unfortunate at such a sorrow affair. Though despite
Yes.
Miss Fairfield's, you honor the room. That dress is very beautiful."
Thank you. I haven't had an opportunity to wear it since my sister's funeral, so nice to have gotten it some air.
I can imagine.
Behind you, Leona, you hear your mother sort of finally come out of her own reverie where she has been standing, staring in the distance at a different statue in the cemetery, completely knocked out of it, much like Miriam is. And your own mother reaches over to you, pats your shoulder gently, and goes, "Sorrows, prayers." Just completely on autopilot.
She's absolutely lost in the sauce. Leona pats her mother's hand back and looks back at Theodore and says, "Are you planning to attend any balls in this season, or is this just a weekend visit until you get back to London?
I will be attending the season, as is expected for all eligible bachelors. Will you be in attendance?
Yes, I will, as
Oh.
is expected for all eligible young ladies.
Well, should you have time to talk to an old friend, I'm sure we will catch up soon, hopefully under less sorrowful circumstances.
The more cheerful evenings.
I won't take more of your time. And very much gives a very formal bow towards the Viscountess.
At the bow, she finally looks to regard you and, like, gives you a very solid up and down. And you can almost see her calculating, like, the societal norms needed to speak to you in the appropriate fashion, as she recognizes how much money you are worth based on what you are wearing. But not knowing your family name immediately in her head goes, huh. Leona, you know the gentleman?
Yes, this is Mr. Theodore Brooks. He's attended the season the last 3 years.
Well, yes, I've been distracted. Well, I suppose there are plenty of eligible bachelors this year for this season. Isn't that right, boys? She turns to regard the two gentlemen behind her, one very short, one very tall.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, that is right, yes. As the two boys sort of stare at what could be competition, but isn't necessarily competition for them in front of them, the Dowager sort of looks around and goes, yes, plenty of eligible bachelors. You know, there's also I think there's another one. There's an Abernathy boy, might be trying again. Shouldn't, in my opinion, at all. And then there's you boys, my lovely Vincents. You could stand up a little straighter. And you now, and then perhaps the Harrogate boy is finally going to be interested. For a moment, anyone around her finally sees a spark of inspiration in her eyes as she notes the family right across the way, and noticing them, raises her hand into the air and goes, "Oh, Mr. Harrogate! How lovely to see you!" Waving to Percival's father, Grant.
Hi everyone, I'm playing Grant. Is
Grant.
the name.
Grant.
I forgot it's Grant.
Grant is a tall man with a very, very polite and high-strung stature. Like, at any moment, he might just burst. And he's dressed very nicely. And he goes, "Oh yes, Viscountess, hello. It is good to see you despite the current circumstances."
Come closer, I can't hear you. So
What?
far away. Come close. Dennis. You see she turns and, like, taps Dennis on the elbow. Tell him to get closer.
Internally, Leona is just having the thought, dear God, if either of them trip, we're having a double funeral.
Dennis just walks very carefully and goes, "My apologies, if you would come closer, my great aunt does have grandmother. Sorry, grandmother, it's grandmother, right? Yeah. My grandmother does have trouble hearing."
Oh dear boy, of course, thank you.
Yes.
Come, Percival. It's time to fix that reputation. Gives like a squeeze on the shoulder that's just a little extra meaningful.
Yes, father.
Dennis gives Percy a little, like, look of surprise that just reads as the, like, so you showed up? Brave! As he turns and walks back.
As you approach, Francesca sort of looks upon your family unit. Remind me, Percy, is it just you and your father? Did anyone else from the family come along?
No, it's just me and my pops.
Just you and your father. She looks upon both of you. She goes, "Oh, you are looking much like your father. There are more similarities between two of you than we ever could have imagined, aren't there?"
Percy definitely, like, gives you a squint of just... Yes, thank you.
Yes, it's lovely, lovely. Grant! So delightful to see you, even under such pressing circumstances. How are things?
Oh, wonderful, as always. I am very excited for Percival to participate in this season.
Oh, so he is participate.
Yes, he is.
So many eligible bachelors. Delightful. Well, at this point, you see that Francesca, without any warning to anyone, sort of stands up from where she was sitting in the chair that was provided to her as, like, the oldest woman here at this funeral.
Dennis just reaches for her arm, like, oh, jeez, she's going down.
I think she's like really close to the grave too.
I think everyone near her
totters
helps
forward.
She yearns for the dirt.
It's happening. It's happening.
Absolutely everyone there reaches for her. Everyone together draws her back. And then, without stopping in the motion of falling backwards, uses it to turn to then start walking toward the gate of cemetery. Goes, "Very well, I have other things to do. We should go. I'll see you soon, Grant. You and your boy. There's a ball coming up this weekend, isn't there?"
Yes.
As she passes you, Leona, your great aunt looks at you, finally, in the face, despite having paid more attention to everyone else in your family so far today, looks you up and down in the dress and goes, "Well, many bachelors makes for an easier time for those of us who need assistance," and then totters off toward the gate.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There's like there's a clutching my skirt so hard and just again internally die of syphilis, I don't care.
Specifically syphilis is so funny.
Everyone knows you have syphilis. Everyone knows. No.
That's Percy, guys. Come on, guys.
Why else would he wear sunglasses all the time?
Dang.
Can we get to the rumor
worry,
part already?
Darkton
I
will
have
join
something.
you.
I have something in the chamber.
Skill.
So, as the Dowager sort of totters off with several people attending her, not servants, just people in the community who are like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, no, don't." As they go off and you all are left to your own devices, this group of young people all sort of staring around at each other, both Vincent boys, Theodore, Leona, Percy. You hear one more young voice sort of hitch up from the back as, rushing forward, a young Miss Henrietta Fudd arrives, suddenly realizing that someone she has been looking for has arrived. And you see this lovely, buxom young woman wearing a peach-colored gown that washes out her face to make her look even paler than she already is from the dusting of powder she gives herself, with this perfectly raven black hair that simply could not be any closer to a void than it already is. Perfect little ringlets. She has made herself up for this funeral in what appears to be one of her best dresses. as she pulls up and goes, "Oh, my friends! Why, Mr. Theodore, you're back in town."
Yes. Miss Fudge, it is wonderful to see you. What a lovely gown.
Yes. Oh, thank you very much. One of the latest fashions, if I do say so myself. My father was my mother was very generous to buy it for me. All things considered, of course. I hate to have to wear it at such a... you see she looks toward the grave that the gravediggers are, like, circling around, currently, like, pushing dirt into the hole. And she takes, like, a quiet little step to the side, even farther away from the grave. She goes, "Well, in the situation, but, all the sorrows of the day really have been washed away by your appearance, I assure you."
Oh, thank you. How was your... What season is it currently? Quietly.
It's August, so it's like end of summer going into fall.
Okay. How was your summer?
Oh, well, Daddy died, but that's not important,
Oh,
really.
My deepest condolences for your loss.
Oh, he was very elderly, as most fathers are. But, all things considered, it could be worse. You see, she, like, glances at Miriam for a second, and then glances back to you. Well, I don't want to
Yes.
keep the carriage, man, but I do so hope that I will see you at the ball this weekend, and possibly I could grab a dance or two. My card will be left open for you.
Of course.
Oh, lovely. You see she pushes past Percy, does not even look at him, and as she passes by the girls, goes, "Leona, Miriam," and then continues forward through the gates.
Fudgewit.
What was that?
I said fudge.
Oh, sorry. This hair.
Miss Fudge?
Of course. You've done a remarkable job hemming the gown. Your sister was much taller than you. Toodles!
I'm familiar.
As she absconds, leaving all of you, I will ask you this. What else is there to do at the cemetery for my group here? Either the conversations you're seeking?
Can I loot the body?
Leona? It's
I
covered
would
in
like-
dirt. No.
I'd like to visit my father and sister's graves while I'm here. Might as well pop around.
You may. There are plenty of people who came to the funeral who are now taking care of their own family graves. In fact, your mother did toddle off, it looked like, to go and see your father and sister's graves, and then became distracted by something else, and or chose a distraction in something else, and has toddled off elsewhere. Actually, she's out of sight now. You're not sure where she went. But she'll usually pop back up eventually.
Simply have to uncork the sherry to summon her. Yeah, I go and visit Rose and my father's graves, and I like dust them off a little bit. There's a few stray leaves now that it's becoming fall. Yeah.
Yeah, you clean up the graves. Your sister's grave, as always, is full to the brim in the little vase there, with bright red roses. You imagine from her husband, who, well, late. He's not late, she's late, but former husband, who has at this time remarried already. A shame. But he does, of course, in his grief, still give roses to his dearly departed first wife. Your father's grave, it looks like maybe your mother, when she was here, took one of the roses from your sister's vase and put it in his so that it wasn't empty.
Classic. I just sort of dust it off. Miriam, are you still around? Have you just started standing at like random graves? Surely one of them must be related to you.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, to fix the awkward silence, Theodore was going to introduce himself to Miriam to avoid talking to Percival.
Yeah, I think Miriam is like the only thing I should do here right now is leave. Like the dowager left, and typically she's like with the dowager at all times, like during the social time, like all that. So I think this might be one of the first times she like ended up on her own in the society she's at, and she's not from here, so there's not really any graves to visit here. And so she's just kind of like frozen.
I do not believe we've met.
Oh, no, I don't believe we have.
Mr. Theodore Brooks.
Oh, Miss, what's my last name? Sorry.
Winthrop.
Winthrop.
Sorry, I got so into Grant. I forgot about Miriam.
Not who I was.
Yeah.
That's what all the ladies say.
Hey, yeah. Anyway, Miss Miriam Winthrop.
And I suppose as someone who has studied the gentry well, not recognizing that last name at all.
Oh, not at all. This is not on your usual list.
Oh, I see. I'm not familiar with your family.
Oh, well, I will be here for the season.
Oh, very good. Well, would you look at the time?
Yes. Yes, I really should go. The Viscountess probably needs me.
Well, very well.
You
it
can
was-
see over in the distance, still being helped up into the carriage by several people. She continues to like totter back in, because she keeps leaning out to have a conversation with someone before getting into the carriage.
They
Miriam's
can't
like,
find the
"That's my
stool.
ride."
Dennis is on his hands and knees. She's
Yeah.
down on him.
Yeah, for sure.
She's
No,
like,
it's
Hollywood
Jasper.
dude.
Jasper's short enough that it's convenient.
Yeah. He's already down there.
They make two steps to a little human staircase, a grandson staircase.
Well, it
I think
was
Miriam sees-
wonderful to meet
Oh,
you. Sorry.
It was wonderful to meet you as well. Thank you. And I think she like her eyes wander and she sees them loading the carriage and is like, "That's my ride."
I will say, at this time, you all have had an introduction between yourselves. There is another gentleman here that you have not been introduced to as of yet.
The plain dressed guy?
I believe Percival is still in the area. His family is not yet stepped away.
Ah. I think I'll go up to Percy since a lot of people have sort of dispersed and I haven't found my mom yet, and I've said hi to Pop and Rosie. So I'll go. Is Grant near Percy still? That might be a deal breaker.
I'll say that Grant stepped away with the instructions for Percival to mingle.
These are the people in his age group that his father would want him to like
Yes.
meet and talk to.
Yes.
So that makes sense. Also, Grant could be going to go and see what's going on with the carriage situation also. So who knows?
True.
Probably. I'm going to go figure this out. Don't mess
So many
up.
cooks in that kitchen. So many cooks.
Never.
Too many. One might say too many.
I walk over to Percy and I try and do the socialite thing of going like, "Did you enjoy the service?"
Percy, being Percy, is very. While he knows social norms, you see it play on his face of. Yes. I mean, it's such a sorrowful time, but yes. Beautiful ceremony.
I look around to see how many people are around us. I imagine it's like everyone's kind of involved in their own conversations. And I lean over to Percy. We can both kind of acknowledge that the Reverend was also looking like he was teetering back and forth, seeing if he was going to fall in the grave. You saw that too, right?
I was definitely placing bets on whether or not he was
I
nice. But that's between me
ask
and
me
you.
next time. I'll be in on it.
Definitely, definitely.
Ugh. Do you have any bets for the season?
I just want to stay out of it as much as possible.
That's very different from what I've heard of you.
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, so to say.
Okay.
Otherwise, the father might be a little bit upset.
I understand that. If I mean, I'm trying to make my way around this season as well, socially, that is. If you would be interested in perhaps conversing at balls as well, I'm always looking for a friendly conversation.
That sounds good to me.
Could I break in
can-
for a moment and play facilitator? I would
Yes.
love to offer a resolve token to Percy. Ray, I will give you a resolve token if Percy takes this opportunity to do as his father has been telling him and offers a dance to Leona at the next ball.
You know what? I'll accept.
I will transfer the tokens, continue on with the scene.
Yeah, maybe save a spot on your dance card for me?
There's plenty of room, yes.
Then definitely. Sounds fun. I don't know.
Sounds
Again,
pleasant. Sounds grand. Just say
Percy
anything with
again is just
confidence
like,
and people will fucking love it.
yes. At this point, Percy's just gonna kind of do like a little back.
My god, they're all socially awkward, aren't they?
Yes, I'm coming.
You can hear you can hear from the carriage as the Viscountess is continually leaning out of the carriage. Go, yeah! Swings back in. Yeah! There's like one hand on her shoulder pulling her back into the carriage.
Grandmother, please. Please, grandmother.
Remy!
We must
No!
make haste.
Miriam, just starts booking it over there, like holding up her skirt. Just
You run
running.
pell-mell through the cemetery to the carriages on the street. And as you are helped up into the carriage by the gentleman there, you sit across from another woman who is already waiting in the carriage, and you see the woman that you saw standing behind Leona the entire service. Already sort of like looking dazedly out the window of the carriage. Leona's mother, just already sitting in there.
Miriam gives a nod of greeting, but plays her part of being the quiet decoration of the family.
Alright. Is that everyone? Sort of looks
yeah.
around for nods.
Leona's not here. Leona's not here yet.
Huh?
Leona?
I start coming over to the carriage. They start pulling away, and I'm not in there. I'm like,
the carriage, like, you say this, Miriam, and the Viscountess goes, ah! And she, like, taps the top of the carriage with her cane, and it stops just in time for it to get, like, maybe a foot away from Leona as Leona approaches from the gate. And the doors are opened for you, the only seat left, right next to Miriam.
okay. I enter the carriage and I sit so demurely next to Miriam.
You should be more timely, Leon. No one wants a late person for a while.
I don't think... Never mind. Actually, no, I don't think. I've been
good.
told people
That's
don't
good.
like
That's
that in life
excellent.
either. Yes.
No, it's true. Thinking less will get you more.
Mm.
As this carriage begins to pull away, we are left in a cemetery with just 2 gentlemen standing beside a grave,
Will they
Could there
kiss?
perhaps be 3 gentlemen?
5
Oh
feet apart because the
my
grave's
God.
wide.
They might kiss.
Faye?
Is there a 3rd gentleman? I could. No, you
It's
guys
up to
hang
you.
out. I'll come in
Now,
later
I will say this.
I'll come in later when the time is right.
This is how this works. Maddie, do you like to offer a resolve token to Faye as Tarquin to see if Tarquin will show up in this moment to help you out?
By distracting this whole campaign. Yeah, Faye, can I offer you a resolve token for
I'd
Tarquin to
love a
very
resolve token.
brutally interrupt?
Oh. Hello. Tarquin Abernathy appears with an absolute disgusted sort of smile on his face, looking at Theodore. Alright. What are you doing here? Haven't you, not done printing money yet? Or silk, whatever you make? What is it?
It's a multitude of different,
Yeah, whatever. Alright.
Still living with your parents, Abernathy?
Of course, waiting till Daddy dies.
Yeah, of course. That's what we're good for, I believe was the term.
I'm good for
How
a lot,
wonderful
so
to
the
see.
ladies say. Hey!
Is he tapping into Percival?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you get it, Percy.
Let it be known the laugh was me and Percival. Cause just
Tarquin thinks that you're laughing with him, doesn't understand
Not
anyone
at all.
laughing at him. He gets it.
Yes.
yeah. Definitely.
Have you been occupying your time with much this summer? Tarquin.
Yeah, I think you could say a little bit of Monica on my side. A
Right.
little bit of what are the rest of the lyrics? I don't know, but you get it. Yeah.
And yourself, Mr. Harrogate?
Oh, just enjoying life.
I'm sure. Well, there can never be too much enjoyment among gentlemen. Right? To both of you.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's just a look in Theodore's eyes that is so far away. It's so much pain right now. He could hear his father's voice in the back of his head, commanding him to lock the fuck in. And he's trying so hard. And with that, I must be going. So much to see, so much to do. It was most
gotta
lovely.
go catch his own carriage. Oh,
Yes, it's.
idiot.
Oh, I do enjoy your jokes, Abernathy. I'm sure we will see more of each other at the coming events.
Theodora, you head off. I will ask Percival, as the only other main character here still, is there anything else you wanted to do in the cemetery as people head away?
No, I think at this point Percival has realized that he's done his status quo of being here. And he's just like, well, it was good seeing you, and just kind of wanders off.
You say goodbye to Tarquin, who is, a member of the gentry, and therefore someone you should talk to on occasion if you want to make a good impression, and you head off. And with that, we will close our first novel chapter, and we will move on. Because, folks, this is where we get into the nitty-gritty rules of good society. That was our first novel chapter, where we all talk about what's going on the page. That was everything that happened at the funeral of Lord Bergamot. And now, we need to talk reputation. Hi, folks, it's reputation time. So we're gonna go through some questions here and see if everybody is feeling positive or negative about their character's reputation. That being said, there are some things that can apply to all of you. So we'll go with this first. Negative reputation criteria is as follows. If you act in contravention of society's conventions, if you act on a desire in a way that compromises duty or morality, or if you fulfill the unique negative reputation criteria on your family background sheet. So, your family backgrounds do have some things that can, cause negative background tags depending on your background. It's not for all of them. But we'll just go through. Abigail, how do you feel Miriam did, reputation-wise, in the last section?
I think she did good in the sense that she was a spectacle of, like, she was a sympathetic figure and knew gossip for people. Not so much her behavior, but lack of.
The lack of causing a problem is pretty much all you need for a good reputation. I think I would be happy to say that, yeah, you can grab one positive reputation. Right here, I'll put it in for you. Faye, how do you think Leona did, reputation-wise, in this last novel chapter?
I think she did pretty well, because she followed the thing of, like, okay, look sorrowful, look sad, look like how you should at a funeral, and also, like, went and visited the graves, came back, talked to people of similar-ish station as her, that, like, I think it all kind of evened out.
No, I agree. Positive reputation for Leona. Theodore, how do you think you did reputation-wise?
I think he went through so much pain to do his best, and I'm really proud of him.
He was doing his best. I'm trying to think if there's anything that sticks out to me as good reputation. I mean, showing up for a funeral when you've been out of town for a while is like, oh, people saw you there, you made an appearance, like, you showed.
He complimented people, he asked leading questions.
You did? So we'll give you a positive rep. And then, my dear Percival, how do you think your reputation was handled at this gathering? No one really brought up your backstory problems. They didn't bring up any rumors or scandal, although I should say the Dowager did bring up some rumors and scandal, but that's her all the time. How do you think your reputation fared?
Percy did what he was supposed, like the bare minimum of what he was supposed to. He showed his face, he said some words to people. He didn't be Percy.
That's true.
And you got the promise of a dance at the next ball.
You did, and that is
true.
Exactly what your father wants for you, so we will up a reputation tag for you. And finally, I will ask all of you this, in total, how do we think the Dowager did reputation-wise in our last novel chapter?
Gosh, she's so rich.
Killing the game is per.
So rich.
She's so rich and is playing the game. She's playing the social game so well.
I think with all the people surrounding her at all times, she has further established the fact that everyone thinks she's very important.
Yes, everyone look at me. So we will give her a positive reputation tag. My only argument otherwise would have been, boy, she's really looking old and infirm and possibly crazy. So we do have to worry about how people are thinking maybe she's infirm. But we'll actually go over that in our next section, which is rumor and scandal. Now, folks, our next section is rumor and scandal. If you, my darling players, would turn to the rumor and scandal page so you can see what's going on there. In this section, we will be going through and we will be acting not as our characters, but as the entirety of society, and we will make up some rumors about what could be going on in town and with certain town people. So we're going to start. I'm going to start with mine as an example. I'm going to start the rumor that the Dowager is becoming, what's the word for an old person who's losing like
geriatric. Or
geriatric's a word.
Like dementia,
there's
Alzheimer's?
No, there's like an I word. It's like it's
Infirm?
not infirm.
Inept?
The one we've been saying?
Inept. Inept is what I was going for. Like that's just a rumor. She's becoming inept. We'll say inept and geriatric because it's funnier that way. So that's my rumor started.
The
but it will
smallest rumor that she might have syphilis. No.
You can
On your
start
turn.
it. We'll see. We'll go in the order that we've got the screen here. Maddie, do you have a rumor?
Percy
Or would you
has
like to
something.
spread a rumor?
I think probably the people would have seen Leona and Percy talking, and also Theodore and
That's what I
Henrietta
was gonna
talking.
say.
And okay, I'll take Henrietta and Theodore. That
I'll take
that maybe
Percy
Henrietta's
yeah.
sniffing out the golden goose.
You could go ahead and write that however you'd like in the doc. Joy. Faye, what's your rumor going to be if you're starting one, or would you like to spread a rumor?
I think it is that Percival is looking to court Leona during the season this year.
Excellent. Go ahead and write that in the doc. And Ray, do you have a rumor you would like to spread, or a rumor you would like to create?
I think spreading the Percival courting Leona rumor.
Ooh, we are spreading it. Excellent. And that leaves Abigail. You get 2 goes because we're going to go backwards from here. So you can do this once and then you do it right again right afterward. So is there a rumor you would like to spread or create?
I would like to spread the rumor that Henrietta is sniffing out the golden goose.
All right. And then again,
Yeah.
is there a rumor you would like to spread or create?
I want to create a rumor that Tarkin Abernathy is not fit to debut this season.
Oh!
If anyone takes a spread away from me, I'm gonna find you.
Go ahead and write that in, Abigail. Ray,
I
back
gotta
to
take off
you.
my gloves.
Oh, if you'd like me to write it, I can.
No, I can do it.
Okay. Ray, is there a rumor you would like to spread or create?
Yeah, sorry. I it's a button and I keep forgetting about it.
That's fair.
That Theo is only participating in this season because he has no other prospects. Listen,
Oh my god!
it makes sense.
Yes!
Excellent.
Add it
It's
to
so
the
good.
document.
It's excellent.
Oh, that's so good.
Back to you, Faye. Is there a rumor you would like to spread or create?
I would love to spread that Theo has no other prospects.
Hit that spread button. And Maddie, is there a rumor you would like to spread or create?
Fuck Tarquin, fuck him right in the eye.
Go
That's
ahead and
why
hit
I
that
made
spread button.
I made that rumor because I was like, Maddie's gonna spread this.
You know me so well.
I got out scot-free. Let's go.
I am going to
It's
start
because
a
you're
rumor
irrelevant.
as my final
Oh, no.
section here.
I just spoke too soon.
I'm going to start the rumor that the mystery gentleman who will be staying with the Dowager is worth 5,000 pounds a year and simply doesn't know it.
Is that a lot?
That's like Mr.
a
Bingley levels of rich.
Yeah.
Is he
Pride
richer
and
than
Prejudice
me?
style. That's probably on par with you, if not a little richer.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
That's why it's a rumor.
All right. I cannot, of course, spread that rumor myself, so it will already be fading as we go into our next section. Somebody's got one that they're hooked on, but I think that one's just a blank. We are also fading the rumor that the Dowager is becoming inept and geriatric. And because nobody spread them this round, we will be starting to fade the rumors that the Harrogate family is in extreme debt from paying off women, and the rumor that Percival's father is actually the father of a particular illegitimate child.
I have some work to do next time.
Maury wishes you were on this.
Leave my boy alone.
I'm just... Is that...
I can't wait for the final ball when the Dowager takes out a piece of paper that says, "You are not the father."
My middle name is Maury!
Maury!
The Dowager Viscountess Lady Francesca Maury Lawton. Knee
Oh.
Springer. All right. And finally, my friend, I would love for us to move into our last phase before our next novel phase, which is the epistolary phase. The epistolary phase, I'm gonna say it wrong every time. As long as I don't just say the piss phase, we're winning. So, the epistolary phase is where everyone is going to be writing letters. We will not be writing them out here and now, like on paper and then reading them aloud. If you do that during the game, feel free, it's fun. But we will in fact simply be speaking aloud as if writing a letter and or a letter we are receiving and reading aloud. Does anybody already have a letter in mind that they would like to read or write? Then I will give all of you a moment, and I will read the letter that the Lady Francesca has received on this day. It reads, "Most benevolent Dowager, I am grateful for the prospect which you have presented to me, and I will attend to you at my earliest availability. As you have agreed to send me a carriage, I will waste no time in my appearance to you, and I am very grateful for the fact that you have offered me a room. I will give you all of my attentions as best I can, and we will do as much as we can to alleviate any dalliances or pains or disorders which have, as such, been giving you a hard... Your most loyal servant, Mr. Elliot Lupton."
Interesting.
Interesting. My friends, who's got a letter?
Is it okay if I just send out, like, notes?
Yeah, notes are, as long
Like-
as it's something that you could send out or, like, receive, you're good.
Could Leona possibly, like, host a tea sometime in the future?
Yes, would you like to describe your invitation to tea?
It's very, like, simple and tasteful. Like, there's, like, a single stylized, like, violet in like, the corner. And it just has a, "You're cordially invited to, come attend tea at the Fairfields, home. And, you are allowed 1+1. Please alert me beforehand what their name is and who they are." And, like, just, like, sends that out. So I send that out to, unfortunately, Miriam. and Theodore and Percy.
Is there anyone else of the gentry that you would like to attend, that you are inviting?
I try and invite most people who are around, like I know everyone can kind of marry everyone, but like of like our social age-ish, like
Right, gotcha.
20s, marriageable age, just trying to kind of have like a social event of just like the youths of sorts.
Young 20-somethings meet for tea, news at 11.
Hot 20-somethings, Bergamo at mine.
So you likely invite Miss Henrietta Fudge, also
Can I
Mr.
not invite her? I'm not gonna invite her. I fucking hate that bitch.
It will be noted.
I hate her more than Miriam.
Thank you.
I bring her as my +1.
You have to.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Drama.
Stay tuned.
And of course, Percy, not Gron. And then Jasper and Dennis are both invited as well.
And Tarquin, why not?
And Tarquin, yeah, he's general. The fact
He's
that Tarquin
classic.
gets invited but Henrietta doesn't may
It's
look
like
poorly on you if people notice.
It's honestly one of those things of like, I find Tarquin very funny because I know that like this is the guy who's peaked in high school and is like so like, my life's gonna be easy forever, and I'm already like, my guy, you spend so much on brandy, I cannot imagine your money going that far.
Very fair.
Yeah.
My next letter, you three.
I'll go. Listen, my father sent me into this place to do one thing, and that's to butter some people up. I arrived back in Habisher with a few crates of my wares, and I send over a trunk, like a chest trunk moment of
just bolts of fabric,
beautiful bolts of fabric, like silks from the Silk Road, like so much, like very expensive fabric, specifically to Lady Lawton, with a letter saying,
all right,
to the Dowager Viscountess, Lady Francesca Lawton. I thank you very much for the introduction today. It was very pleasing to finally meet you. I gift you these samples of my family's wares, direct from my father himself, Thomas Brooks, to either wear yourself or gift to the very many lovely young ladies you have living under your care, and hope that they may be able to make them into wonderful gowns for this year's season. I hope to talk again. Love from...
Love, Theodore!
Yeah.
Theodore.
XOXO.
Excellent. Making some big money moves with the important people in
I'm
town.
here.
I love to see
I'm here to
it.
butter up some old ladies.
Ray, Abigail, what you got for me?
I have a letter for Lord Theodore Brooks. That just simply says, it's written in a more confident tone than Miriam actually speaks in, so it's kind of like, who is this from, until you read the end. It's like, oh, it's Miriam. It's a fairly short letter, but it just says, I do apologize that we were unable to converse further at the Lord's funeral. It was a pleasure to meet you, despite the grim circumstances. I do hope we can get to know each other more through the season.
How do you sign your letter?
Sincerely.
Very middle of the road, very safe. I like it.
Poor.
For that?
Facilitator, I have a new rule book.
That's so funny.
I
I
had
think I
a
signed my
rule.
letter sincerely. Broke.
And Ray, is there a letter from you somehow?
Yes, my letter is for Leona, actually.
Mm.
Or it just essentially is like, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I look forward to our dance, but it has like a PS, bets on how long it takes Abernathy to anger Theodore.
I send back a very succinct note of on site.
And
The moment they share
I
a
reply
glance.
to Miriam's and say, yes, it was wonderful to meet you as well. XOXO.
Yeah.
Also
we can
very
always
sus-
say if
XOXO Gossip Girl.
we can always say if there's like a polite like response to something. That's absolutely true. Theodore, you receive, along with a polite thank you from the Dowager, a short letter and attached an invitation. The short letter reads, with my thanks for your generous gift, which shall dress my girls beautifully, and myself remarkably. I would like to resolve an issue. As you were out of town and we were unaware you would be present, you are more than welcome to join for the annual Lawton Ball near the end of the season.
Bag secured.
It should be said, for all of my players here, the Lawton Ball is the largest and most extravagant ball of the season, always hosted by the Dowager. And as of yet, Miriam, you're pretty sure you're going to be there as long as you still live in this house. Leona, your mother already received your invitations because you are family, and so you've received them. It should be said that Theodore just received his invitation. Percival, you have yet received a Lawton Ball invitation.
Noted.
All right.
My invitation
sent-
was my mom's
It
name
got lost
and
in the
then
mail, it's
Rose's
fine.
name.
I sent a letter.
Yeah, it was
for me.
probably Rose.
Yeah.
I sent a letter to my daddy saying, bag secured. That's it.
I will say, you have the opportunity to send up to 2 letters. If anybody has another letter they need to send or receive, you may do so.
Oh, I'm gonna be the drama. I'm gonna send Miriam a letter.
From Leona.
I'm gonna send Miriam a letter with some not so well-meaning tips of like, hey, for this tea party, I'm planning on having like I'm trying to give her bad fashion advice.
Are you going to tell
Unlike-
her it's a themed party?
I think I
Legally
might tell her it's a
blonde rat.
themed party. It's of like, oh, it's strictly pastels. When I'm like, I know pastels wash her out.
It's Jewel Tone season!
I'm actively wearing a pastel right now.
I know, that's what I was.
That was rude.
It doesn't wash you out. That's not what I was thinking. I was just like, she's wearing a dress. I don't want to go so over the top of like, it's a chess themed tea party and you show
Right.
up like a queen, but like.
No,
No.
I think you do so, placing it in the guise of, you know, a well-meaning letter. I will ask Faye, are you going to let Miriam make the decision herself on if she will or won't dress like that? Or do you, Faye, want to offer a result of token to your fellow player to make sure that Miriam wears the wrong item?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I will accept it on the condition that let's talk. I will accept it on
Okay.
the condition. Right, we can barter in this.
Yes,
right?
you absolutely
yes.
should.
Okay. I will accept this on the condition that the Dowager is aware that that is what, because the
You
Dowager is
wrote.
the one that dresses Miriam.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's between
Yeah,
you two.
all right.
So, excellent. Transfer those tokens. That means that when the time comes for this tea party, which will be just after our break,
that's-
you will be wearing pastels, which the Dowager picks out for you herself from a lovely bolt of fabric. from Mr. Theodore Brooks. And my friends, are there any other letters that we would like to go through? Maddie. Okay, we'll do you right after.
I have to invite my +1.
Who are you inviting as your +1?
My letter, of course, to Henrietta Fudge, because I am a gentleman. I'm trying to be. Is... Oh, this is gonna come across so dickheady. Let's lock in.
Alright, lad.
Dear Miss Fudge, I'm sure you've already received your invitation in the mail that there is to be a tea party at the abode of Miss Fairchild for
Fairfields.
Fairfields. Fuck.
I don't give a shit.
Fairchild.
He crosses it out and he writes Fairfields. I'm kidding. To introduce the latest eligible matches within a more relaxed environment. And I do hope to see you there as I honor your invitation to dance as stated previously. And it is just the most, looks like it was cut from a template arse letter. There's no emotion in it.
He wrote 6 of these and just has a blank space left for the event name and the name of the person, and...
Yep.
AI wrote this.
Yep. Kind
you
regards, Theodore
You
Fuchs.
receive a letter in return from Henrietta. I would be delighted to attend this event with you, especially because it seems my invitation was lost in the mail. Then again, I do hear that there is some trouble, possibly, with funds, perhaps to pay for invitation to be sent out in a timely manner, so it's very likely, with the disreputable mail service, they may have failed to arrive to those intended. Either way, looking forward to it. With stars in my eye, Henrietta Fudd.
What the fuck?
Ray, you had another letter to send.
It's not even a full letter. It's more of Percy leaving a note, like, on his dad's desk of, like, what... Because obviously showing his face was fully his dad's idea. So it's just, what other steps would you like me to take to fix this
It's a
problem
survey.
that-
You have options. There's a survey.
It's the Square app for leaving a tip.
Abigail, does Grant have any direction for his son?
I think it's a to-do, a checklist on how to, because Grant is no stranger to having his reputation soured. So I believe it's like his surefire checklist on getting their reputation back up. And so it's going to be any events you are invited to, you must attend. Do not leave the public's eye with another singular individual of the opposite sex because of the current reputation. And I think there's a lot of like get an invitation to the ball is italics, underlined, bolded. Like whatever you have to do to get that invitation, get it.
The quill snapped.
Yeah, whatever you do, you must get that invitation.
I have one final letter sent to the desk of Grant Brooks, which I will say he likely read, but I want it to be known that Percy is seeing it as he picks up the updated to-do list from his father's desk. Dear Mr. Brooks, the account has been founded as you requested, an amount of £15 per annual, to the order of Miss Cassandra Lovell, will be deposited as per your instructions. With high regard, the accountants of Burdock and Murr.
Yes.
And that, my friends, I think is where we'll take our first break. Go ahead and sit on those letters, folks, and when we get back, time for tea?
Time for tea.
Let's see.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I made Maddie laugh because I did something silly on purpose. Welcome back. We just finished our first, not our first full cycle, but our first half cycle, in our Good Society playthrough. We had a fantastic funeral. Definitely not awkward at all. Nothing went wrong here. And all of our players ended up with some positive reputation tags. They sent some letters, they received some letters, they sent some gifts, they received some invitations, or lack thereof. Uh, and I think it's about time we got started into our next novel chapter. Uh, at a very particular tea party. Uh, and because you, Leona, are the one who put it together, Faye, why don't you describe what people see as they arrive at your tea party?
So what they see is a very like it's a slightly more like country estate. Um, and like they roll up in their carriages or whatever, or their horses, what have you. And uh there are like some footmen and maids. It's very much so like the same like 10 people on staff um who are like guiding them, like putting their stuff away, guiding them in. And inside there's like this bigger dining room that has like several like 6 or 7 tables all like set up for tea. And there's some big like double doors that like go right out into the backyard, where there are some like games set up for if people want to just go play games first, or if they would like to sit
Mm.
down for tea, or like what have you. It's just very much primed for socialization, and very much so like, all right, stay in these like one of these 2 areas, and if you need to go
Mhm.
to the bathroom, ring the maid. Like
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, the standards. Uh, it looks like your mother has put her all into at least funding a legitimate attempt at a serviceable event for you. Um, a little cautious in how things are put together. There is less of a variety of tea sandwiches, but there is plenty of them. There's,
Mhm.
only 2 types of games, but it is bocce ball, so there's takes up a lot of space and people won't recognize that it's a lot
Mhm. And
less.
there's croquet, and that
And
takes
there's
a fucking
croquet.
long time.
It takes a long time, and there's so many decks of playing cards available for people to utilize the tables on the
Mhm.
back area. So you guys have really thought this through. Uh, you have invited everyone, well, almost everyone of an eligible age, to this event. Who do you hope shows up first?
Uh I do feel like I can only say I hope Miriam doesn't show up early. Is like where
Fair
I'm
enough.
at. But also, I think there is a part after she sent the note that she's been feeling guiltier and guiltier and trying to avoid it, that if Miriam did show up first, she might try and warn her to change. So I think she kind of wants Miriam to show up first.
Uh, I don't think Miriam's showing up first.
No.
Not only because it would be funnier that way, but also because Miriam has been tasked with showing around the newest, not really a dependent, but the newest guest of the Viscountess, Mr. Elliot Lupton, who is, in all appearances, a young man of some 28 or 29 years, with sandy brown blonde hair that has been short cropped, and not so much a squared face, but a very heart shaped, almost rounded face. Uh, kind eyes that are bright blue, and in all effects, a very plainly dressed, but a very kind and very put together gentleman. Who did carry around his large doctor's bag for maybe the first 3 hours he was in the Dowager's presence. just because he didn't seem sure if he should put that down or continue working the whole time, or if he was on call and that meant keeping it in his hands. But the
I'm gonna
kind
get
doctor,
that boy a tool belt. Just
the kind doctor
Boy needs a
has
fanny
been
tuck.
has graciously accepted the +1 invitation of Miss Miriam to the tea party. And so, because that was a last-minute decision, there's some scrounging there. So I will ask, between Ray and Maddie, do we think Theodore and his +1 or Percival will show up first? Not first entirely, but first of our group.
I think because I can't ride in a carriage with her. We're not courting. That's crazy. I send a carriage for Miss Fudge. And unfortunately, she gets there before I do. Just enough. And then I show up.
Excellent. Percival, do you think you show up before or after or during the situation?
During. Because
During.
Percy doesn't want to be late, but doesn't want to be like fresh out the gate early.
Yes. Everyone chose the most fashionable time to arrive, which means there are about 6 carriages arriving at the same time.
That's why she gets there before me. I'm like 3 carriages down.
Yeah, you're 3 carriages back. So 2 carriages pull up at a time to this wide drive area, and people are helped out of the carriages. Percival, your door is opened by one of the footmen, and you can see in the carriage ahead of you, Miss Henrietta Fudge is being helped out of her carriage. It looks like a solicited carriage, so one that can be hired and sent away. That's most carriages, to be honest. Most people don't own their own carriage or their own horses. They rent. It's cheaper that way, rather than
Who
caring
needs
for...
to worry about parking?
Trying to care for a horse its entire life just to have a carriage is wild. And actually very expensive, and kind of a sign that you're rich. So as Henrietta steps out, I will ask Faye, is Leona standing at the doorway greeting her guests as they arrive as a good hostess?
She's just like inside, actually, like just as they like walk inside in like the foyer. So she's greeting a lot of people. It also ends up being a thing of like they keep on like walking in from this sunny day. So she like can't really see who it is at first and goes, "Welcome." Like, yeah.
I believe that Henrietta will be waiting outside until her +1 offering arrives, seeing as how she did not receive an invitation herself. It would be rude to not show up on the arm of the person who invited her.
To see her here.
So, Percival, you enter before the rest of our assembled peerage here. Percival, did you bring a +1? No. Showing up alone, Mr. Percival steps through into the foyer. I assume Leona gives her general, "Hi, hello," seeing as how you can't see who it is until he is maybe 4 or 5 feet in front of you.
Oh, hello, Percival. Mr. Harrogate.
Hello. And Percival just gives a like very like small polite bow because public.
Of course. There's only 7 footmen in here. We can't. She like chats for a second of like, "Oh, how was the ride? Whoa, is it busy out there?" And then like kind of has a second where like hostess kind of drops and is like, "Do you think a lot of people are actually going to come to this? I sent out quite a few invitations, but I don't really know."
It's the beginning of the season. Who knows?
That's true. I don't know. Well, there's already a couple people in there.
There's like 5.
Yeah. And I don't know. Yeah. Tarquin is already eyeing up the croquet, so that looks to be an ordeal.
I think this white person's like, he tongue-tied, just a nice little bow again. And said, "I'm gonna snacks," and just kind of as slow as possible, walks away without it being awkward.
So you would say he lingers.
A little bit, yes.
Acknowledged. Anyway, at this time, I believe Henrietta has been waiting long enough as your carriage pulls up, Theodore.
My carriage that I own.
The carriage that you own, yes. Is it an
Absolute
open
cinema.
top carriage or a closed carriage?
Probably open top because I'm a dude. I don't really need a closed
Yeah.
one.
No.
I like
This
breeze.
guy loves to go topless.
So that's the funniest part is you have been sitting in this queue of carriages, like fully visible to everyone, just waiting to get out, which is totally normal. But it does mean that Henrietta has been standing on the like front area of the house, just staring at your carriage, waiting for you to get up to the
Do
point.
you know why he hasn't noticed? Because he's been autistically locked in. And he looks to have like a ledger resting on his lap that he is actively like working on while waiting until his driver will inform him of the fact that they're there. He hasn't noticed they've arrived. He is
Sir?
doing business.
Sir? Sir?
Yes. Oh,
He's got the abacus. He's locked in.
right. He takes out the ledger, hands it to his driver for safekeeping, and then just like leaves, even though it's not his turn. And I think he swing jumps out and then kind of has a moment of
There is a
People
footman
don't do
like
that.
standing there, like hand out to pull the door open for you as you swing out next to him, and he just kind of turns like this.
thank you, sir, and he quickly brushes himself off like, what the fuck, no one saw that shit. And then,
You see the
Uh,
footman kind of like pulls his hand back from the door and goes like steps away.
shit. He approaches Henrietta and says, oh, my deepest apologies for running late. Traffic.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. The carriage was such a kind offer. I truly enjoyed it.
Oh, it was good. Wonderful.
Yes.
He offers an arm.
She gladly takes your arm. She is wearing today a red tone dress, jewel tones. They're in fashion. But it is this ruby red color, not so much decorated. It's not a ball, obviously, it's tea. So it is simply flowing, and she has these lovely lace gloves to match in a bright white. So she very much almost looks like the color of a Christmas ornament, red and white. But she is delighted to hold your arm as you both approach the doorway. And I will say, Abigail, at this time, your carriage, along with Mr. Elliot, is currently in the queue heading toward this front door situation, so we will get to you shortly. But Leona, you see that there are two people heading towards you, arm in arm, from the bright sunny day.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, Leona. It was so kind of you to include +1s. My invitation must have gotten lost in the mail.
Oh. Yes.
You should check in on your courier. Something might be wrong.
Surely I should. The food has already been laid out and tea is upon request. And games, parlor and otherwise are set up. So I'm sure you'll find everything to your taste.
I think that would be lovely. And in fact, Leona, we should certainly, I can see croquet, we should certainly play a game against each other. I'm sure we'll know exactly who's going to win before the first round's over, but it's fun nonetheless to play, isn't it?
Surely.
Right. Lemonade?
Oh, yes, please!
Yes, wonderful. He leaves.
You see that Henrietta sort of strides into the room, also alongside you, and then panders off to several girls who in attendance who have shown up. The guests continue increasing. You sent out quite a few invitations, and it looks like it's a decent turnout. In fact, despite what may have been said about your family in the past, despite the fact that you are not Rose, there is a certain level of respect for your family name and a certain level of respect for you in this moment, as you realize that maybe 3/4 of the people you invited are here. And in fact, here comes one of them now. As Miriam, your carriage stops at the front, and a footman assists in bringing you down off the carriage steps. Describe what you are wearing to this beautiful tea party.
Miriam is wearing similar to the color I'm wearing, a light Bridgerton blue gown fitting for tea, or probably tea in the spring for what she is outfitted with, but it is a absolutely stunning fabric that is a new dress that was gifted to her by the Dowager, with some of the fabric that was gifted by Theodore. And she has like a fan with her because it's a very hot day, so a handheld fan. And is just, I think leading Mr. Lupton to the entrance of the house and is kind of like, oh, this is so rude. We're running so late. Like, I think the twins are already there. I think that they're the last ones to arrive.
I think that's fair to say. The twins did come ahead. They arrived just before the terrible moment with Henrietta and Theodore, and probably a little bit behind Percival. Percival, you arrived despite the fact that you were trying to be fashionably late. You arrived because everyone else was trying to be fashionably late. It skews so much later every time, depending on how many tea parties there have already been this season. It's wild. Anyway, the math. But Mr. Lupton has offered you his arm politely as he has stepped out of the carriage as well, and he gently pats your hand as he begins to walk you in the door and says, I'm sure everyone would be fine with it. Tea is not so much a specific timely event. It is an event of several hours, so far as I'm aware.
All right. Oh, I hope Leona's not angry.
Oh, surely no one could be angry. You've shown up.
All right. I'm making this bad for you because it's funny.
I know. I'm trying to lock in. I hate her.
Yeah, don't look at Abigail, look at Miriam. Don't look at Abigail, look at Miriam.
Yes.
As Mr. Lupton guides you in through the door, there is, of course, that bright pinnacle of light. You see even he sort of blinks himself into the darkened status of the house as he arrives.
I think there was also a moment where I was like, oh, they're the last ones. I assumed maybe, like, Miriam was like, well, oh, okay, Miriam thought she was too good for my tea party. Okay, well, fuck, whatever. And then the bright light, and, like, then you come in, and it is, like, stunning. Even if it's not your color, it's still, like, a beautiful dress that you are wearing. And it's, like...
And on a mysterious man's arm.
Yeah. And I just go, Miriam, you're here!
Oh, Miss Leona, I am so sorry for our tardiness.
No, it's perfectly understandable.
I must offer my apologies as well. I was a latecomer to the event, but I must thank you for the +1 status. It's the only reason I was able to come.
Of course, and you are?
Dr. Elliot Lupton. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Fairfield.
You must be, taking care of my great-aunt.
Yes, the Dowager, has called me in for assistance, but has seen fit to send me away several times already.
She does that, yeah.
All right.
She tends to parade her favorites around.
Ah. You see, he sort of like pats Miriam's hand expectantly, like just seeing, like, "Oh, yeah, see, your favorite. That's lovely." Not saying it out loud, but just like,
yeah.
I turn a bit and I go, tea is just through here, and I keep saying little hosty things, and I'm feeling less and less bad about trying to make you feel bad. Of like,
Leona,
yeah, she's a favorite. She'll be fine. She'll still be fine.
Leona, what color is your dress?
It's like almost like dark blue. It's like a shade darker than navy, even.
Like sapphire, almost.
Yeah, it's like very it's also a blue, but it's a dark sapphire, and it's also one of those things that's like, oh, this is almost like black. This is almost still like morning color. Yeah.
Girl, it's been 3 years.
I feel like
No,
it's
'cause
one of
it's
those
been-
things where
Oh,
the
that's true.
descriptions are happening and I go like costume designer 8 here. There's a story.
yeah. It's been 2 years since her father's death and 1 year since
Yes,
Rose's
that's
death.
true. That's true. Thank
Yeah.
you. But alas, Miriam, you look at your sort of cousin, not quite cousin, just your mentor's grandniece, who invited you to this lovely tea party, and you were so sorry that you were late. And despite all of Dr. Lupton's assistance in trying to calm you down, truly, you were so upset to be so late, and then you look upon her and see this jewel tone, dark blue gown, and as you turn to look at her hostly wave, you see a room full of women in bright yellow and deep red and this wonderful emerald green. And here you are in pastel blue.
She like freezes because it's like, oh, I'm gonna go socialize and I'm going to go make friends and make the most out of this situation that she's found herself in of like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with people my own age because she's been hanging out with the Dowager an awful lot. And it's just like,
This is, in fact, your first event without the Dowager present as your accompaniment. She sent Lupton in her place.
at first, when Miriam had walked in and seen what Leona was wearing, she was like, oh, maybe here it's custom for the hostess to wear something different to stand out. To be like, that's the hostess.
Sensible.
Yeah, and then walking in and seeing everything else, she's just like, just kind of the face falling, but less shaky than she was and less nervous. Like she froze. Acknowledgement. And now it's time to navigate this to the best of her ability.
I would like to utilize my monologue token. A monologue token, folks, is something that each and every one of us has. It's something we have to use, not for ourselves, but on another player, when we want to hear their character's innermost thoughts in a certain situation. And right now, Faye, I would like to offer you a monologue token, as you watch Miriam realize exactly what you have done to her.
I think that there is a moment where there's like this vindictive feeling of like, yeah, I did it. And then I'm just left with the feeling of, and it still didn't do anything. I'm still alone. I still feel alone. And now I've just hurt someone that I could have helped. And I knew exactly how it felt to look at someone else and be like, oh, they have it all figured out. And they're offering me some help. And I knew how good it felt when that help was good and helpful and helped me in social situations that otherwise I would have had no idea what to do. And now I'm once again proving to myself that I'm not Rose. And I'm not good like she was, and I'm so much worse. And here I am, just hurting people that could be close to me again. And there's a part of me that is then searching for what to do now, where I feel so incredibly selfish because even now I'm looking at what I've done to her and I'm feeling bad for myself.
Unfortunately, Dr. Lupton is a physical doctor and not a therapist. So as he turns you toward the room, Miriam, and certainly in the style that these houses are made, anyone who turns in from the foyer into this room is on full display, and you watch the assembled body turn to see you in the doorway. On the arm of the mysterious stranger who has entered the Dowager's home but dressed so differently than everyone else. And I will ask Percival and Theodore what their thoughts are in this moment. No monologue token, just simply, for all intents and purposes, you are two of the people in this room. And Theodore, you hear Henrietta giggle next quietly, trying to stifle it.
I think Theodore sees himself 3 years ago and is like, he clears his throat next to Henrietta in a uncharacteristic, well, I don't say uncharacteristic as in unhabitual, poke, trying to make her feel embarrassed about that, which he doesn't do very often because he always likes to come across as a very calm individual, but he feels a protectiveness in this moment. And he'll turn to Henrietta and in a loud enough voice that a few other people hear, he says, "Oh, it seems our Miss Winthrop is already copying the more fashionable things I've seen in Paris as of late."
Oh. You hear the unsureness in her voice as she hears you absolutely lie your ass off because she is aware of the fashions in Paris. So, Maddie, I'll ask you this as facilitator. Do you want to make sure she's on your side with this?
Henrietta?
Or do you just want to let it play out as it will play out? Gotta use those tokens, baby!
I only have one left.
You do?
I think I spend it because I think in this moment Theodore is forgetting about his own duties and feels an intense amount of empathy towards this girl.
Henrietta will accept, because in this game the NPCs are tools of the storyline, but I will say she will do it very well if in return she gets to be on your arm again for the next non-ball. She already gets a dance from you at the next.
I think Percy gets the dance from me.
Oh, that's right.
One.
Percy gets the dance from you. So I think she would like the same promise. She's looking for more than just one dance at the next ball.
He agrees formally.
Right.
But I would like to point out, he never got her that fucking lemonade.
No, he didn't. That's all right. You watch as I will exchange tokens here. Out of resolve tokens, are you? Don't worry, other people will need you to do things eventually. Henrietta, hearing your lie, looks up at you, and looking at Miriam and seeing competition wasn't going to help, but looking up at you and seeing you look to her for help, she gets this giddy little look in her eye that you are asking for her assistance. She goes, "Oh, well, of course, for the Jean de Mer, the new Paris line, yes? I should know. It looks exactly like Brooks fabric."
That it is.
You see she turns to a woman next to her and begins to whisper behind her fan, but in a very present whisper, the kind that carries. Like, can you imagine how brave to show up in something so avant-garde, so new? How interesting. She must be, well, we knew she stays with the Dowager, so she must have good taste, if only from association. And with her work done, she leans gently against your arm, holding it ever so much tighter.
Thank you. You've done a kind thing.
I am very kind. Percival, you are witness to the entirety of this event as it takes hold. But if Percival has no opinion on the matter, I do wonder what little Edith thinks. as we meet yet another side character.
Edith definitely is just like, it's the full, like, look at the pastel dress, look at the ballroom, look at the pastel dress. It just kind of, that's not right. And she's like,
Miriam,
tapping.
you see this little child that you have seen running around the Dowager's estate, standing just behind and between the two twins. Well, sorry, not the twins like this, the twins like this. The two twins. And you hear, that's not right.
Miriam doesn't say anything. I think it's just head held high and like just going into the event, and is just going to try to play into the mysterious newcomer with a more mysterious newer comer like angle of like oh, and also kind of trying to bend into the sympathy part of things of like, oh, bless her heart, she doesn't know, like kind of deal.
You hear a myriad of whispers, and Leona, as you step into your own tea party, you hear them too as the events continue. You hear your young cousin. You think she's a cousin. It's hard to tell sometimes. But you hear your young cousin talking about how wrong it is what Miriam is wearing, very boldly, but she has always been that bold. You hear the whispers starting from Henrietta's edge of the room with all of her young women friends all around her as they whisper about the latest fashions in Paris and how pastel blue is entering in early for winter. And you see Henrietta still on Theodore's arm, Percival standing just off to the side, watching, I have to assume. Edith, rambunctious as she is. Ray, is there anything else she's doing or saying as the moment progresses?
Again, because this is a younger child who is still going through, like, learning etiquette.
This is a middle schooler, y'all.
Yeah, this is
honestly,
like a 12-year-old.
I've told her a lot about like events like this before, so this might be one of the first times she's able to actually be there.
But she fully like sees the like snack table, and she's just like helping herself to like no care in the world. She's like, a cookie here, a little sandwich here, a cup of lemonade. She just has like, as any 12-year-old, just a plate of food,
just 2 full claws
of just stuff.
Yeah. Oh
boy. As the party progresses, are there any scenes that people would like to play out? Anything you want to
quietly add, when this had all been happening and Leona had been like scanning the room, like with Henrietta on his arm, Theodore was just staring directly at her with this kind of like slightly knowing look, and lets it linger for a little bit before looking away.
I just like fix, like I have to fidget for a second, and I just like fix my necklace, and I like rejudge myself of like, okay, right, hostess, okay, hostess, let's go, hostess.
Let's go, hostess.
This. Gotta replace the Twinkies that Edith just all took.
Twinkies.
Stop talking about Dennis like
or-
that.
Again, just
Or hey, again, as the English call them, twinks.
God. Speaking of the twins, Jasper Vincent, shorter of the fraternal twins, of the two dowagers' grandsons, has started to approach you, Leona.
Oh,
He
okay.
stands at a mighty 5 foot tall, with a rather receding hairline, not excessively, but you can see that in a few years' time, the recession will hit. The bubble is popping. He has a slightly pursed lip, like he is always thinking very hard and using his face to do it. In fact, there is a small crease between his eyes. As he approaches, hands folded in front of him, and ever so graciously goes, "It was so kind of you to invite us to the event. We're so very grateful. Knowing that our dear grandmother is distantly related to you, it's so nice to be invited to semi-family events."
Of course. I mean, we're practically close family.
Oh, not so close as that. No, there's quite a bit of distance.
I could have sworn there was more closeness than distance.
I hardly know you at all,
Surely.
but I would love to know you better.
Well, yes. Of course, this is set to be a very busy season. But I shall endeavor to help you in finding someone, especially at this party. Why,
To get to
I
know
think
you
you'll
better?
find
Someone else? To get to know you better?
Oh, well, I'm so busy. Of course, at this event, I'm playing
Of course,
hostess.
as
but,
hostess.
but if you are looking for someone of excellent taste, I think you'll find Henrietta Fudge is excellent in that regard.
Well, she seems quite engaged with Mr. Brooke.
No, she's quite single.
Can I?
She's prolifically single.
Can I quietly do a bit? Dennis, like walking very casually, walks up behind his twin brother, and just out of his sleeve drops a really cold spoon down his collar, and then just keeps walking.
He goes from 5 foot to 5'2".
Oh, classic Dennis.
Amy, I should go. I'll be back in a bit. He just sort of like
I'll be gone.
he goes away like shimmying like this.
Looking like he's just shit his pants. Just
You see Dennis is in a corner, like bent over, looking like he's in pain because he's trying not to laugh. He's having a really bad coughing fit in the corner, poor thing.
Oh. I think I try and seek out Percy, I think, for a bit of like Miriam is having a time and Theodore is having a time, and I just approach Percy with sort of a little so how much do you want to bet that Pastel Blue is going to make a boom at the next ball?
2 pounds. Mind you, Percy's like fully laughing behind his cup because he watched this whole thing just go down. So he's fully laughing.
There's like 6 different guys all like laughing at poor Jasper.
Yeah.
as he keeps away.
Dennis is like dapping all of them up.
Darkwing has the longest, most sophisticated dab up with Dennis ever seen in their life. It ends with them kissing.
And everyone talks about it at the Gentleman's Club. Everyone.
Oh yes, the Gentleman's Club.
Is there anyone
So
I can
that
set
was-
you up with here? Can I help you?
Can I be of assistance?
I think you might need help more than me. right now.
Oh,
That
I
was
know, but
interesting.
oh, oh, yeah. I think this might be the last tea party I host for a great
I
long
mean,
while.
it's been so much fun, at least
Yeah,
from where I'm standing.
I saw. Did you see my little cousin? She took the entire tray with her just now.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah. God.
All the egg salad sandwiches. Every last one.
Yeah. Oh, I need to go pay her to give me one now. And I go and try and get an egg salad sandwich.
Now she's fully trying to do the like keep away with the plate. Just
Damn it, she's underneath one of the tables.
I would like to use a facilitator resolve token to Miss Edith. Ray, could you have Edith prep Mr. Dennis Vincent into Miriam?
honestly, as Edith, with pleasure. She would have way too much fun with that.
Do we think it's like the needing to
Hello.
justify who is the greatest prankster in this household, and Miriam is the unfortunate coincidence of that?
Always.
Wow.
I will say, Mr. Lupton has just stepped away from you in order to go and get you a lemonade. As he does so, he has been unfortunately surrounded by several ladies as they attempt to accost him and learn of his name and origins. He looks rather uncomfortable over by the table. But in this time period, take it away, Ray. What's Edith up to? Resolve it.
I think because this is the taller twin, correct?
Oh yes, this is the tall, handsome one.
Perfect. Edith, in trying to keep the sandwiches away from Leona, is going to do the most comic book run between the legs.
Oh, good heavens.
Trying to get away.
But unfortunately, the tray is quite large.
Exactly. You know, like, have you ever like had someone hit the back of your knees
Yeah, no.
while you're like leg locked and you just kind of the tray is gonna get the back of the knee as she's trying to run between his legs.
I think he just gets knocked down to a knee, really. But the glass of like, the fuck do they drink? Whiskey?
Lemonade, punch.
Oh,
like,
never mind. We're not
usually a
drinking.
tea party, there's not
Lemonade.
going to be any drinking. Yeah.
It's punch, but he spiked it, and it
Nice.
just unfortunately, Miriam, standing directly behind him, just gets absolutely blasted by punch.
Sorry, Edith, the little brat that she is, gives you a full like, sorry, mister, curtsy, and keeps running.
No, I'm just gonna grab her.
Dennis is going to grab you.
Is it? We're related. She's like my younger
That's
cousin.
true. That's true. That's like your cousin.
She grew up in the
Yeah.
house with me. I know her.
Yes,
ass.
true.
She's like my younger
Imagine the
sister.
height difference, just full legs kicking,
Uh.
just put me down.
I've just got her by the collar, like a wet cat.
But probably under the arms, honestly, because it's a dress without like a
Yeah.
collar or anything like that.
No. What? Stop. Oh dear. I
You know.
drop Edith.
You turn and see Miriam covered in punch.
I take out my handkerchief and I just, like, really awkwardly, just sort of, oh dear, I am so sorry.
Can I go up to Miriam?
And I just
You
start to
certainly can.
awkwardly dab her shoulder.
Oh.
And it doesn't help.
All of the punches here, and you're tapping like here to be polite.
Do you just want, oh.
Oh,
No, it's
Um,
alright. It's alright.
I come over to Miriam and I go, I have many extra dresses. Pick any one of them. Come on, come on, come. And
Oh,
I'd
is
like
that-
drag her. I'd start trying to
Sorry.
move her.
I'm going to find someone to clean this up. And he does like a
Yeah, if not
360
to get
circle
her-
like a dog and just stumbles in a direction.
I try and get her out of the room, if not to get her a new dress, to at least let her not cry in public.
I think as they go into like probably more towards the main entrance area, I think Miriam's just kind of like wringing out her hair a little, and is just like, thank you so much for hosting this lovely party, Miss Leona. I do apologize. I believe I should. I believe I should take my leave for the day.
You have absolutely nothing to apologize for, but if you would like to leave, leave.
You.
Can I request a monologue from Miriam?
Oh.
What you feeling?
I am feeling like this has been the past 3 weeks have been both the biggest blessing and the biggest curse in my life. And I am away from my friends and the status that I'm comfortable with to be someone's entertainment for the season. And every event is a moment to secure my future. And any ally would be wonderful. So I've been invited to tea and sabotaged. Things were going all right though, because I had a mysterious gentleman at my side. And then in front of him, I am humiliated and covered in punch. And I think that everyone here has done plenty for the day for Miriam. And it is time to retire for the night and take the L, as one might say. Because I don't
You
think
ever
there's a
heard the
way.
story of the underdog?
I don't think there's a way to spin the punch into something nicer, like the latest fashion from Paris and such. So I think at the moment she was preparing if Leona offered assistance to say, thank you, you've done plenty, and make her exit. She feels guilty that she is leaving Mr. Lupton there, but she doesn't think there is a way to bring him with her without garnering negative attention towards him. And she already feels like she's done that by making an unplanned large entrance into the party. So she's like, I think he'll be better off like with the twins and Edith going back to the estate.
Yeah, there's a carriage that can take him home.
Yes. And so she's like, I will apologize to him later, but right now I have to leave. Like, she's in flight mode, but is not showing that. It's just like, societal standards are telling me to be polite, and then I'm going to leave.
Disappoint and dip. We've all been there.
Ah, yeah.
I will ask, does anyone watch Miriam flee? Does anyone see it? Besides Leona, who we know watches.
Yeah.
As you watch your rival run. Maddie?
I think I clock it solely because I'd been keeping tabs and would have noticed and immediately started. He's a very pragmatic person. He's trying to prop himself and sees Leona take her and kind of take her towards the rooms, and he's thinking, okay, cool, she's gonna go get changed, this is something different, okay, this works, okay, good. And sees her leave.
And no one else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened.
Yeah.
I think Percy clocks it purely because Percy was watching Leona, so he watched that happen.
To be fair, Percy is a meddler.
Like, he's definitely filing that away.
Right. Any next scenes anyone would like at the tea party event?
I have one, but I can wait.
No one else clambering? Maddie, what you got?
I approached Dr. Lupton.
You see that Dr. Lupton is sort of still ringed in by several eligible ladies, and then there is a secondary ring of eligible men who were trying to talk to the ladies who are now, like, separated, like, it's like a ring effect of, like, all of the ladies came toward Dr. Lupton, and then all of the men came toward the ladies. And so he's just kind of trapped between the table and this wall of people with 2 lemonades, having not been able to see anything that happened through the wall of people.
I think I woke up with the kind of, like, covered on covered communication and give him an apologetic look and then kind of clear my throat and go, sir, I was wondering if we could continue our conversation. Business not need wait.
For a full, like, 20 seconds, it takes him to download the appropriate response as his face fully goes through, we didn't have a conversation. What do you mean by oh! And you watch as he goes, please pardon me. Excuse me. I do have to finish this conversation. And you see he, like, he's a wider gentleman, like, a little pudgy around the middle from having, like, a sedentary sort of job. Like, doctors don't go running around the countryside much. Not a military man by any means. So he sort of, like, sidesteps through the wall of ladies, and as they all turn to look at him go, all the men sort of, like, step in front of them, so they're like, look at me! And you have, in fact, saved Dr. Lupton from his little, moment. You see, he looks at you with some kind regard and goes, thank you.
It is alright. I've been in your shoes.
And you see, he starts...
Miriam had a wardrobe incident. I believe that she is righting herself.
Oh, alright. You see, he looks down at the 2 cups, looks around, there are no tables to put it on, he just goes...
Theodore just takes one. And offers it and cheers.
Cheers is the cup. I don't believe we've been introduced. Dr. Elliot Lupton.
Mr. Theodore Brooks, I am surprised we have not been introduced. Most of the time when there is someone without title, I am quickly pushed towards them as if we all know each other.
You see he looks uncomfortable at the mention of title, and goes, well, a bit of folly that, but, you know, these types of events do tend to be that way.
I know for certain. I was, surprised to hear you don't see too many doctors around here. Most of them tend to be overseas, not a military man. James, no!
Oh no! Lost him to the war. He was a military man after all.
He was in fact a military man, everyone.
No.
Huh?
Oh.
Okay, we got you.
Okay, good. I could hear you all the whole time.
Classic.
Don't know what happened there, but it happened. He sort of looks and goes, well, part of my family is more military-minded, but I found myself in more of a scholarly place.
Fair enough.
And you, if I know the name Brooks from some... the fabric that the Dowager just...
Yes, my family owns a company in London. I've been away for a long time, so this is all new to me as well. It seems to change frequently, but
Very.
it's been very busy as of late, and I hate to be away from it, but there comes duty and such. Are you yourself on the market?
See, he looks uncomfortable yet again and then goes, I could, but I really only just got the first placement of note. I could see myself settled a bit first, perhaps, but were someone of the right persuasion to come along, perhaps, but it's not my... I'm here for work.
Of course. No, I'm one to understand a duty in work is a priority.
It is my preference.
I think we will get along well. Pats him on the shoulder.
Oh, you make a friend. Anyone else? Theodore's like, crushed it.
Check.
It's not a woman.
Hell yeah.
There's the check.
Other seats? Other folks?
I don't know if it's possible because I'm not at the tea anymore. The only thing I want is to apologize to the Dowager for the dress being ruined, as well as just politely say that I believe there may have been a mix-up in the dress code.
You see you step in, and the Dowager was taking her tea privately for the day, but as you step in and come to find her, she is resting against her tea table, enjoying a scone and a cuppa. A beautiful, like, 3-tiered tray of sweets, because that's all she will down from, like, mid-afternoon on, is just sweet treats. She does not eat dinner, it's just sweet treats.
Gosh,
I
want to be her when I grow up.
Don't we all? It's like, some brandy and some sweet treats, please. Right now it's though. And you see, she hears you coming back in, and she's like, so soon, and you hear, like, the cup clatter against the saucer as she, like, her face does not change. She does not show alarm, but the cup does clatter against the saucer. Miriam. Whatever has disheveled you?
Just an incident at the tea party. My deepest apologies for your gift being ruined.
You see, she looks at you, sets down the teacup and saucer, and then gestures for you to sit at the seat that was empty at the tea table with her.
Yes, Miriam very obediently goes and sits down, although she wants to go wash and change so bad because she's sticky. And
yeah. You see, she looks at you. Explain. Top to bottom. All of it. Explain.
It was nothing. We arrived late.
Fashionable.
And then I think I read the letter wrong. But I'm afraid our entrance garnered some attention. I don't believe I followed the dress code.
The dress was not within dress code for the pastel tea party?
No.
She looks at the dress again, because that is quite pastel.
I was the only one dressed in brighter colors.
Go on. What happened?
It's nothing. It was a completely separate event. Someone tripped and spilled their drink on me on accident.
Who?
It was Dennis, but he didn't mean to. He tripped. It was not.
How?
Edith was
You see, for the first time, her facade cracks just a little bit as she closes her eyes and breathes in deeply, knowing that now 2 of her lot were involved in the situation. And she just sort of gestures for you to continue.
I left. I left early. I'm so sorry. I probably should have stayed, but
No, you did right. For your situation. You don't know better yet. We'll work on... No. Didn't put that I really didn't think she was that type, but that's... Well... The dress is trivial. It was a gift fabric. It hardly cost anything to have it made. It's not a problem. It can be rags. Doesn't matter. I hate that French shit. But...
she's so
Topical.
Classic.
Fuck the French. This Bonaparte bastard won't stop trying to take over the
I wanna
goddamn
be grandma
country.
when I grow up.
Fucking Napoleon. Fuck that.
Miriam, there are lessons you must learn. You were not sent here to me by accident. Whether it was by God's design in a positive or negative light, you were placed here after tragedy struck your home. And I am intending to make it a blessing for you, not a curse. No one makes the people I decide to make look good look bad.
Did the cameras do the thing? Oh.
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 All right.
I'm scared.
Ow.
Sorry. I did nothing. It just
The
turned off on
ghosts.
its own. Continue.
No one makes the people I decide look good look bad. Because then they're making me look bad. It was brave, I'll give her that. I've noticed. What are you doing still sitting here? Go, get changed, clean up. You smell like punch.
All right.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, she's out of there. I was told to go. I'm going to go. Like,
You just see the last thing that you see.
Gram on me.
The last thing you see is just the Dowager sitting back in her chair, leaning back and taking a very long sip of tea, staring out the window in thought.
she scares me. She is.
Again, I
That
want
was
to be
hey.
friends
That's
when
what.
I
That
grow
was our
up.
bargain. Was she
I
finds
know.
out
No.
the social game.
Back to the tea party. Any other scenes at the tea
Sorry,
party? we
I
need?
just saw someone say, "Tell Cersei I want her to know it was me."
I will fully admit that's kind of the vibe. My friends at the tea party, are there any further scenes you would like? Or would we like to close out the tea party and end our novel chapter?
Come on.
Faye is muted.
You two should
I
do
thi- I-
something.
Ooh.
Not together, just in... Oh, maybe.
I think I go over to Percy again. Like this is like people are starting to leave at this point, I think. And I go over to Percy and I just like am talking again, like circling back, again talking to the same guy twice at a party. What a slut. And I and I just start chatting it because Percy's like one of the only people I can kind of talk to without feeling guilt that like or like so I just try and strike up conversation again of like trying to figure out what kind of season-long bets to have with each other. Just sort of like check-in of like literally going penny for penny is what she's just doing of like, I don't think either of us are doing great monetarily. I think we can just I'm betting a penny that that's not the last time someone's gonna trip and spill punch on another person. I don't think that's I don't know if it's gonna happen the same way, but I think yeah.
How much do we think we can pay her to make that happen again?
Well, Edith isn't normally invited to events like this. This was sort of a situation, and like, I mean, at least at the Lawton Ball at the end of the season, she will be there. It's at the estate. So that might only be a final ball thing, but yeah.
We have
You
to
wanna
figure
bet?
something out because that was fun.
Oh, do we want to bet? Do we want to bet whether Dennis, Jasper, or the new Dark Horse is gonna win? Because I'm gonna be honest. I think Mir be the most interesting thing of the season, especially with her looking fucking great today.
My money's on the doctor.
Doctor? I think Dennis does have a shot. I think I'll go with Dennis. I don't think Jasper has a shot unless he starts wearing paper bags regularly on his head.
Fair.
And that's just for the height.
He's a bit mousy.
He's mousy. And I also think that if you did put a paper bag on his head, you wouldn't necessarily be able to find his way out.
Would the bag even change anything with his appeal?
No.
Again, my money's on the doctor.
Okay, my money's on Dennis. May the best one win.
Yes.
Ugh.
And you just kind of see Percy just kind of like want to go for a handshake, but like aborts it because he's like, no. But it's just like a.
I think we clink cups of just like, yeah. And I think pressing her luck a little bit, she like takes a sip and goes, so you can say no, if obviously, but are some of the rumors true?
It depends on which rumors you're asking.
Okay. Well, I'll ask about there's a certain actress that I've heard of. And if you don't want to talk about this topic, that's understandable. But if some of those things are true, I'm also risking some of my reputation on my association with you.
We're friends. That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's a long season, and you've got time. And certainly there will be more sensational things that will happen. I mean, certainly louder things. I mean, tea on brand new dress, that's today. If anything, no, actually, that's a bad idea. I think your meddling is rubbing off on me or bringing something out in me.
I would never. The slowest sip of lemonade. Me? No. I just have to lay low.
Yes. I keep on having ideas of how to create bigger scandals than that, and I shouldn't do that because that's just won't guarantee that it'll stay
it.
quiet.
I mean,
But yeah,
it'll be
I think
fun.
it would be fun. If anything comes to me, I'll write you. But yes,
Deal.
deal. New friendships.
No friendships.
Oh God.
I can't took mine. It has a lid.
The fact that you just
That was
poured
just
it on
real
your
life.
front.
That was just real life. Oh my God.
As we fade out on our tea party,
Can I do
We end.
one tiny,
Oh.
tiny
Please.
thing? Just to end on a note. Just a note. At the end of the night, when everyone's leaving, when I have helped Henrietta into her carriage so that she can go home,
Thank you.
I turn back to our hostess and just like acknowledge her and like take her hand to like to give a very gentlemanly good night, and my thumb like catches on the bracelet that you're wearing, and I just say, beautiful jewelry, doesn't quite match the dress though, good night, and like get on my carriage and I go home.
Son of a bitch.
And that, dear observers, is where we'll end our novel phase. Good job, players. Some drama is in the works. Some secrets are being talked about. Oh no. Which leads me to reputation. Reputation. My dear, we'll go backwards this time. My dear Abigail,
Yes.
how do you feel Miriam's reputation has fared today?
Well, I thought we were kind of spinning it towards a good thing until the punch incident, so I'm gonna say not great.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I think you've got one...
Could I argue for her though?
Oh,
Because I think
please.
that still paints her in a sympathetic light, because it wasn't her fault. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and at the end of the day, it's her dress that got ruined at the expense of these two Lautens who are messing around. And maybe it's like, oh, like they're so familial. She's so close with them. They're messing around and they feel comfortable to mess with her. But like, oh, what at her cost, she had to leave early in such a beautiful dress.
Possible.
Rebuttal. Objection, Your Honor.
This is how this is supposed to go.
Does
Please
it
keep
seem
arguing.
that this familial misfortune seems to be haunting her? Is there some sort of divine curse upon this girl that misery seems to follow her wherever she goes? Is this misery going to be brought upon the Lawton family? Perhaps they should be rid of her.
But
Ooh,
much like a scrungly white dog, which many an old lady has, is she not unlike the scrungly white dog? You kind of want to like keep her around, even though there is a certain aspect that's like, whoa, man, what have you seen?
Sometimes God just hates people, and maybe we need to listen to him.
Ray, I want your input. I need a jury break here.
I'm on the, like, you see something go wrong and it almost makes you feel bad for the person.
Almost is a
So-
very key word there.
Because it's
I do want to
oh Lord,
make sure everyone is
something bad
aware.
happened again.
We are in the Regency era. Appearances are everything. And what did she do when something terrible happened to her? She sort of turned tail and ran.
Ran away.
She did not stand up for herself. She did not show anything in that moment except, gotta go, and just
Yep.
left.
A proper lady would show decorum and would have a stiff upper lip in such a situation.
A proper lady might even
You'd look it
oh,
up.
an accident, Dennis. It's not your fault. Oh, Edith, you silly thing. Oh, what a shame.
She let
the poor
everyone
dress.
flounder around her, bringing
She
attention
did
to
say-
herself once again. If she
She
were,
did say, Dennis, it's
of-
not your fault, though.
if she were
She did, that's
of
He
fair.
did.
a calm intuition, she would have made sure that she didn't bring so much attention to herself, but she had to make it a scene by running away.
Presence is everything. I am going to rule as facilitator on the side of negative. Jury
I
out.
love playing
What do
devil's
I do?
advocate.
What do I do?
Devil.
Because I have it.
It's the suit. It does something terrible
So
for you.
what do you have?
for this
I have
suit?
put it in here for you. You have a positive and a negative right now.
All right,
um,
sounds good.
So what happens is our players here have several boxes they can check on our little sheets, some positive, some negative. Once they have filled both of their positive or both of their negative, they stay. They don't cancel each other out. The third one you get for any section will give you a reputation tag, which will either help or hinder you in the game. So if Miriam were to get 2 more negatives or 2 more positives, she would receive a word that the whole town thinks of her as, and that would affect how the townspeople and all of the other players are able to talk with her. So going from Miriam to Percival, Ray, how's Percy doing reputation-wise, do you think?
Still think he hasn't done nothing too crazy yet.
It's true.
All the attention has been elsewhere involving him.
He seems to be doing exactly right. He's turned a new leaf. He's positively boring, in fact. But that's not a negative thing right now, so positive it is for you.
He hasn't had to be spicy
Yet. Faye, how's Leona
I-
doing reputation?
I think for the most part, unless the Dowager says something,
Not yet.
not yet. I think, all in all, the tea party was a success. A lot of people talked to each other. A lot of people, played games, had tea. No one
Mhm.
had an egg salad sandwich, and that's okay.
No, that's not true.
Just
Edith had
Edith.
all the egg salad sandwiches.
Yes, only Edith had the egg salad sandwich. No one else had egg salad sandwiches. And good on her. But
Uh,
I also think, fashion-wise, there's a lot of talk about it, also partly because of Miriam's dress, that, people are all talking about, oh, this set the stage, actually. This is a
Mhm.
really good thing that we talked. Yeah.
All right. Positive for Leona because she ran a successful party. That's exactly what a socialite should be doing.
Oh.
Maddie, how's Theodore doing?
I think he's doing okay because he's been making friends, and also a bit of chatter about him and he did have the reputation of being very anti courting and a bit of an arrogant dick, but it seems like he might actually be, maybe he reined it in and he's actually might settle down, and everyone seems to be
Fire!
pleased enough.
Truthfully,
Who said
Henrietta on your arm really is setting the stage for you to have a successful season. Everyone's like, oh, he handled it. Good for him.
Maybe they'll just
Positive
Didn't know you
reputation.
knew how to do
tag.
that.
the wedding is going to be outrageous. I cannot wait.
Yeah, everyone is like, God, I hope so. Her design choices with his money? Please, God!
We need it.
And she was not in this for very long, and really did not interact with society, so I'm going to say we skip the Dowager for this round, because the tea party was for the youngins, and she was simply there to be a Bond villain at the end.
Period.
Iconic.
Reputation's in place. It's time to move on to letters. It's the epistolary phase. Friends, kind friends and companions, who's got a letter? We just got a letter. You're wearing a blue dress, too.
Anyways, okay. I have a letter.
Ooh.
Miriam has a letter to send to Mr. Lepton because I don't think Mr. Lepton didn't really see her much after for a little bit. So it's just Mr. Lepton, my most sincere apologies for departing from the event I brought you to early. I know how difficult it can be to navigate this space alone, and I, most accidentally, brought attention onto you. Please accept my most sincere apologies.
Very. You receive no letter in return because Mr. Lupton merely walks up to you at dinner that evening because you are in the same household. And he and he no sending a letter as an apology is so like regular, but then to then respond in the same household to the letter is wild. So he just kind of walks up to you at dinner and goes, "No apologies necessary. I truly it wasn't a terrible party for me in the same way it was for you. So I am sorry that happened."
It's all right. I'm glad you had a good time.
Well, we shall see. I should go. The Dowager. And you
Yes.
see he steps off. He is currently carrying his bag and just sort of steps off. Next letters.
I would like to also send an apology letter. I send a letter to Miriam, starting with, like, I almost don't want to start with Dear Miriam, but unfortunately she is a Dear Miriam. Dear Miriam, it is with a repentant heart that I do admit I felt such an unhappiness at the idea of you being happy that I sought to ruin it at your expense, and I am unbelievably glad that that did not work. That you have, in my mind, left my own party a triumph of fashion and taste, and have the world before you in so many interested hearts and minds. And though I cannot guarantee my temper will be in check, I'd like to like offer you a resolve token in some way to like call upon me, literally, of like call upon me without question. I will be there. I will do what must be done because I owe that to you. And in all honesty, I owe it to my sister as well. Though I don't know if you can remember well those early childhood summers we used to have and how my sister was, I'm sure your memory, for lack of a better word, is equally as rosy. So yes, cordially and without as much malice as I can muster, Leona.
Does Leona get any kind of reply from Miriam?
So here's the thing. Above table, mechanically, we're rivals.
Yes.
That's... How long do we stick with that?
Well, rivals can be one-sided. And
True.
I have to be honest.
And with our card, there's the public side and there's the private side. And with the private side, it is already established that it is basically one-sided. So if you want to switch it and you want it to be on your side now, that's also okay.
That was where I was going.
I don't want to do that, but I think...
Oh, don't you want to punch me so bad?
Like, whoa.
You
hey,
have
all right, I'll offer you
here.
a resolve token. No. So, what I do think happens is, and because I'm doing this, I'm not going to take the resolve token because I don't want you to spend that on... there's not a response from Miriam. And I think what she does I think I'm gonna give you a little look into her head right now. The fact that something so trivial was such a big deal to Leona speaks so much on Leona's privilege compared to Miriam's. Because Miriam's like dealing with like, this is survival for me. This isn't fun. Like, this is, I'm gonna end up on the streets if I'm not entertaining enough for the Dowager. Like, so I need to get married or like, I gotta do something. And so the fact that like, it's like entertainment like has made her be like, I'm so out of place here. And so she's like, this isn't even my problem anymore. And so she, I think to make this nice tea go on for a little longer, I don't think Miriam reads the letter. I think I'll offer the Dowager a resolve token to intercept the letter.
Done.
Oh my god.
So sorry,
Oh my God.
I thought of that after I started speaking. So Miriam
No,
doesn't.
that's so
I will
good.
offer a resolve token that Miriam doesn't get the letter.
The Dowager simply takes the letter off the tray that the servant is walking by with, looks at it, opens it, reads it in the foyer, and then leans over to the candelabra and burns it.
Tasty, tasty.
Burns it.
Burns it!
I love the miscommunication trope only when it's Regency era.
Oh.
And in explanation, I offer this letter. To my dearest grandniece. It has come to my intention that your intention this season is finally to put yourself upon the marriage market. And with recent events as they are, so tragic for our family, between your father, my dear nephew, and your sister, I think it is only fair that I give you some assistance in the matter.
No.
With you on the market, and my time in this world short, I need be sure that someone of the right upbringing and the right tenacity
I kill myself. No.
can be placed in the charge of our future family affair. And I see quite a lot of myself in you, surprisingly enough. And so, I should like for you to visit the household in the coming week. Have lunch with me and mine. Let us have a conversation. My dear Dennis does so enjoy talking over lunch. Truly yours, your dear aunt.
This is so fucked up.
I love her. So
At least you got offered.
God.
At least you got offered the hot one. It could have been worse.
Listen, she knows better.
Oh. Oh my god. I thought it was Jasper.
No,
I
no,
fully
that's
thought it was
Jasper.
Jasper this whole time.
It was
I did want it to
No.
lead in like she was going to offer Jasper up. No,
Okay.
She said, dear
Oh.
Dennis, does like a lunch.
Yeah. Oh.
Any other letters? Maddie.
Theodore's sending one to Leona, but before I read it, does it actually reach her?
Depends on what the Dowager reads when she picks it up and reads it first.
To Leona.
Oh,
Well,
no,
it
to
wouldn't go
Leona.
through the
Leona.
To
Dowager.
Leona.
It would
well, I
go
have-
through my mom first.
It would
Yeah.
go through your mom. She's not reading your mail. She doesn't give a shit. So, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'll reach you.
I was writing this in the corner so
Oh my
quickly.
god.
Dear Leona, I dare say this letter will join the small mountain of my other correspondence. That is no matter. I am well aware of the ink I waste on your account, and you need not concern yourself with paying me back for it. Even so, I must write. Word of your behavior at the party has already found its way into more conversations than I should like. You have always been the brightest in any room, but this time your brilliance fell cruelly upon another who was in no way able to defend herself. It grieved me to see you use the gifts so many admire in such a manner. Still, I hope you will not think of me too bold as I ask for the favor of a meeting. If you're willing to spend a little time on an old friend, I should be grateful to speak with you in person, alone. There are things I would rather say face to face than consign to paper, how often I try. Ever yours, Theodore Brooks.
Holy shit. And I
A
can send a
reply.
letter back.
Mhm.
I send a quick note that partly she writes back kind of confused. She notes, of course I've been waiting for any and all letters, though none have appeared during your absence. And I will endeavor to find the soonest moment that I am free. And I look forward to it. As always, Leona.
Ray got a letter for us.
I do. My letter is to Cassandra, actually. And it
Please.
just says, dear friend, people are beginning to ask too many questions about this situation. It seems that we are due for a conversation. And it's just your friend Percy. Just very...
You do not receive a letter in reply. Instead, delivered to your doorstep is a ticket to Tuesday night's showing at the theater. In the private box. You have received this many times.
Yep.
Folks, any other letters?
Alright.
I think if I can also write a letter. Oh wait, but no, it would. I was gonna try and write a letter to Dennis, but I don't want Grandmama to see that. Oh, I'll just leave it at that.
Would you like to write the letter and then not send it?
Yeah, it's more of like I feel like I know my cousin a bit better than probably Jasper because he's a lot more tolerable in a lot of ways. And also he's never tried to hit on me. So like there's a lot of things about Dennis that I do kind of like. But I write a note that's just hello cousin. I endeavor to write you partly because I've received correspondence from the Dowager, our relative, and it appears she has illusions to possibly match make the two of us. And it's at this point that I realize that like, oh, the Dowager's gonna fucking see this note if I try and send it. I can't. Okay, never mind. So I dramatically burn it in a candelabra. I don't know.
You attempt to dramatically burn it in the candelabra and it falls on the table and starts to scorch the desk.
Oh, fuck. No, my father's desk.
It takes so much time to be able to dramatically burn things in candelabras. You have not reached. You have not been mentored. That's what the lessons are for Miriam. It's just about candelabra usage.
Classic.
Any other letters? Maddie.
Not to steal Faye's bit. But I have this lake, you see. It's pretty sick. I am going to, under my father's instruction and recommendation, host my own affair. Specifically trying not to step on the toes of the huge ball, that it's kind of like separate enough that it's its own thing. And I also like the idea of having a day thing, so it is not compared to the completely separate events.
Listen, in Regency era, everyone would have been throwing their own dinners and balls, and that's how you ended up with like a community around you, as everyone had different events. So this is totally on par.
But
He's
who
doing
the
it
hell's
right.
having a lake party at night?
Only the rich folks.
Well, fair enough.
That shouldn't be talked about.
I think it's gonna be like a late lunch into like early evening thing. It's meant to be quite the show. But yeah, I send out invitations for a soiree at my at my winter estate. And invite everyone. Everyone that is
Ooh.
anyone I invite. And it is meant to be a kind of casual event where there will be moments at the lake. People are encouraged to bring their children. It's meant to be, I'm gonna have like different activities and events. It's almost like I would akin it to, I'm putting on like a small fair almost, just in my backyard. There will be like
Nice.
performers and stalls and activities, and people are just expected to kind of spend the day. There's the local town's gonna love my ass because I'm gonna give them so much money.
Yeah.
This is the eclectic rich people shit that I am looking for. Hell yeah.
There'll be artists, there'll be everything. I'm just like, I think I hired some guy to like organize it for me because I just wasn't bothered, and he just went crazy. I gave him the credit card and went, but when I send out the invitations, specifically on Leona's, the start time is crossed out and I write half an hour earlier.
You dog.
Fancy. Your mother looks at it as she opens, is sitting beside you, and you pull out like what's obviously an invitation. So she leans over to look at it, and she's like, "They printed the wrong date on them. Wild. They printed the wrong time.
Wow.
Terrible.
What's that, Sherry?
Huh?
I'll think of a name for the event later. My brain is empty.
No need to name it. Just lakeside attractions. A letter to Theodore Brooke.
Jesus.
From your father. Things are fine. You do not need to keep writing in regards to the factory. I built it. I know how to run it. This time for you to utilize to make good on the rest of our lives. Not only mine, but yours and your children's and your children's children. I did not build this from nothing to have it dissolve. We need staying power. We need what we have discussed. If we cannot get it from what is already in motion, then you will do as I have done in building this life for us. If the first invention doesn't work, build a new one. You have a month. If in a month it is not done, find another.
I reply, Father, I understand. Do not think my questioning was to undermine you. I care about this company as much as you do. You know this. Things are going well. I have not given up on my prospects just yet. We are in agreement. A month. I won't disappoint you. Theodore.
Good. Any other letters? Shaking heads, shaking heads.
I'm
All right.
afraid.
Oh, and my
I'm
friends, it is time.
tickled.
It is time for our final phase of the night. That's the upkeep phase. Upkeep phase is where we cross all our T's and dot all our I's, and it's going to start by me asking who has a monologue token left. That's a Maddie, and
It's
Percy, and Miriam.
yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I haven't spent it yet.
Nah,
Oh,
you gotta spend
monologue.
it. So, at this time, I will ask each of you to choose someone to use your monologue token on. And you can ask for their character's thoughts on anything. It doesn't have to be something that happened in game today. It can be anything that you want to know their thoughts on from their history or from your history. It can be thoughts on just how they're feeling after the events of this past week, or any particular event that happened during the game that you do want to know. Post-credit scene style. So let's start. Maddie, what do you want to use your monologue token on?
I'm like deciding whether to let things play out or like to like get some balls rolling on some stuff that hasn't been addressed yet.
It's episode 1.
It is
have
episode
time.
1. I'm gonna leave it and I'm gonna focus on what's been happening. I think just because like, so this is on behalf of me, not on behalf of my character, but
Fair. Monologue tokens are on behalf of you, so that's fine.
yeah. So, but I think I want to focus on like the things that my guy cares about and what I think he would pay attention to and know. So I think he's gonna go for Lady Lawton, and he would want to know mainly her opinion on him, but also her opinion on like the eligible bachelors, of kind of who is her quote unquote like diamond of the people she doesn't know among the gentlemen. Because he'd be clocking that shit.
The Dowager did not go to dinner the night that Miriam met with the doctor in the hall, and he headed up to the Dowager's rooms. She sent him away. She did not need him. It was just the daily, nightly checkup. She did this to appease some family member or another, hiring a doctor to sit in the house. At least she chose an amusing one, his story aside, but she is staring at a book of family tree, sitting on her little desk area, staring from the Lawton family tree to her former family tree to the family trees of others in town, and she goes, what a mess. Tarquin Abernat. What a piece of shit. Still well connected. Could be rain. Terrible choice of headwear. No, not Tarquin. Grant is old. Single again, but old. Probably doesn't need a new wife. Useless. I got him the first one, too. Dennis has prospects. If he could just pay attention to more than his reflection for a bit. Jasper. God, if only the church had worked out. Even then. Even God couldn't help him. God. What am I going to do with Jasper? No. Cruel. Mr. Brooks. You see, she stares at a page and just writes down the name. No family tree, just Theodore Brooks. No title. No. For my family, title. But... Huh. You see she scribbles next to Theodore. Miriam. Good work. Money. For someone without money. Title. Not so much, but... My good graces. Could be enough. There's always the doctor. Interesting story, the doctor. Could be funny. We shall see. You see, she writes down, crossing names off. Tarquin crossed off. Grant crossed off. A number of other names crossed off. And then Dennis, Jasper, Theodore, Percival crossed off. And Dennis, circled alongside Fairfields. Just an old woman writing in her books.
Dear diary. She has a feather pen.
Dear diary. My desire card says I want to see two different people get married. She gets that's the fun fact. I don't mind sharing this. It's not like a very private desire card. This bitch loves to make people get married. That's her deal.
She's the
We'll see.
matchmaker. That's what she's
She's the matchmaker.
doing. Come on, Emma, but old.
Exactly. Percy! You've got a monologue token left. Where do you want to use it?
Dang. Actually, I want to give it to Theodore. To know, I guess, the true thoughts of Percy and Theodore's friendship, enemyship, enemies to lovers. I don't know what's happening.
I think after Theodore has gotten that letter from his father and is reaffirmed of duty, and duty is everything, he just thinks of how thin of a line reputation is for someone like him without a title, and that it's not quite jealousy, it's more of a sad acknowledgement of the fact that he has watched someone with a title take on probably one of the largest scandals he's heard of personally and managed to bounce back from it and is still invited to things, and how it could never be the same for him, and that messiness and bad reputation seems to follow that man like a ghost, and how if he is going to survive this season and get what he wants, he needs to avoid him at all costs, because he will once again, just like last time, try to drag him into some drama that is going to ruin his life, and he can't risk it. It is better to keep distance and civility.
Percy just wants friends.
Should have thought of that before you were a whore.
I got it from my daddy.
Yes, he did. That's my boy.
You're not proud of him for that. Stop it.
I'm 100 years old. He can do it, he just can't get caught.
That's true. And speaking of
You're
Miriam,
sloppy.
Abigail, you have a monologue token left. Who are you using it on?
I want to use my monologue token on Percy. I want to know what Percy thinks of his checklist for the season and if he thinks it's a good idea or a bad idea.
Honestly, Percy is indifferent. Again, he is a only son. He's always had dad to run to, no matter what mistake he makes. So he's going to do the checklist just to see the possibilities. But if he doesn't follow it exactly, in his head, he's like, well, my dad can fix whatever problem I may or may not cause following this checklist that he gave me, because remember, he wants me to do this. It's just a very spoiled brat, but he's also like, but I can also just learn the gossip of whatever is happening, and this is the quickest way for him to just get his fingers in as many problems as he can. So it's just an indifference. He's like, I will do it. I don't wanna, but I'll do it. Kind of thing.
Excellent. Tasty.
It's tasty.
I love how justified Theodore is in his avoidance of this motherfucker.
Fair.
Oh, I'm not denying the justification.
But Percy just wants a
like it.
friend, Theodore.
He just wants
We could have a
friends.
fun time
Fuck him.
together.
All right, my friends, we are giving everyone back their monologue token for next session. I just want to hear a quick roll call. Did everybody has learned how to use resolve tokens. How many resolve tokens does everybody have? Just checking in. Everyone's got 2, except Theodore has 0, and the Dowager has 3. And then some of our side characters have changed hands here. Remember, those are useful. They're going to become a lot more useful as the farther we get into this. You don't get any, though. We'll see next session if I feel like people need new ones, but right now, you don't get any.
Excellent.
Everybody's still good on our collaboration from the beginning of the game. Everyone felt like we're playing romantic comedy to its fullest. Yes? Everyone feels safe and happy in our decisions with our X card system? Everyone's
Yes.
safe?
Yes.
Anybody need to change any desires or backstory?
All good. Live and love.
Still good there, Faye?
I'm a little bit like, okay, what else is there for desires? Because no.
Yeah, it's possible. If you want, I will send you the card packet. You can take a look, and before next game, you can swap your desire. Sound good? Hell yeah. All right. And then, my friends, let me just double check here. That's everything there. So that is our upkeep phase completed. And y'all, congratulations. We have ended the first act of For the Good of Society. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm going
Right,
to
wonderful.
refresh my facilitator tokens right there.
Yes.
Ah.
I'm special. I get more.
Is this like
Because I
at
had
the
to
end
beat
of
everyone.
Is this like at the end of Smosh's Gentleman videos where they just go crazy
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of being
pretty much.
Yes.
then more,
Yeah. Folks, I've had such a fun time tonight being your facilitator and taking these wacky folks through the first of 4 acts in our book. I have been the honor and pleasure of being Huggamuggered, also known as James IRL. I am a DM, I am a AP player, I am a map maker, and as of today, a Twitch affiliate. So that's really fun. Come check me out on Twitch. Whenever I have the chance to stream, we stream variety, and now that I'm affiliate, Kiki and I, the other half of Dual Masters Guide, of which we are 2 DMs playing on one table, will be running some games in the future, where we have 2 DMs at 2 separate tables, maybe mixing in, maybe separate. It should be fun. So we'll keep you abreast of all of that, and I'm going to flip-flop this over to I'm checking in my head where everyone's at. Abigail.
Hi. Hi, I'm Abigail, also known as Abigail the Nerd on all the socials. You can mainly find me over on the Tales Guild. Every other Wednesday, I play in Tales of Aegis, and every other Sunday, I play in Astral Guardians, a Spelljammer Guardians of the Galaxy type campaign. Very fun. 2 very different campaigns, 2 very different characters. It's very fun. I recommend watching that. And then you can find me over on Somebody's Heroes on Spotify, where in the Fate Makers campaign, where I play Aina, a temporal anomaly who should have died 2,000 years ago during the apocalypse, and instead is split up across 5 different timelines. And I think right now that's it.
Passing it back in the same direction. Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray, otherwise known as the Ray Wilds. I exist on the internet. My friends ask me to do stuff and I go, sure.
They did, in fact, basically respond with sure when I was like, Ray, do you want to be in a
I
real
think that might have been my answer.
It was sure, yeah.
That's all I got.
Faye.
Hi, I'm Faye, or Gothic Fairy Cosplay. I make stuff on the internet too. And I am also on Start Playing. I have currently 2 running campaigns and 1 yet to be filled that is Dungeon Meshy inspired. It's a dungeon crawl, it's a campaign. I also have more one-shot days that I'm going to be posting pretty soon. They're pretty fun. Check me out. Legends say I'm a good time.
So the legends
Maddie.
say.
Hello, I'm Madeline. This is my channel. Follow all of these people, but also, hi. This is. Oh, look around. It's my Twitch. Make sure to check out my TikTok and Instagram and all that fun stuff to keep updated on what's going on. Make sure you follow and subscribe if you want. It's appreciated but not expected to this Twitch channel. As always, every Sunday we have Chains of Asmodeus. So if you're sick of all of this lovey-dovey romance bullshit and you want to watch some people fight and die, I encourage you to check out Chains of Asmodeus for a tonal change. DM'd by moi and starring some incredibly talented folks. Apart from that, make sure you donate to the to Starlight. They're incredible. We'll see you guys same time next week. James, is there anything else you need to add to the end, or would you like me to take us out?
That's about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, make sure you stay next week. We're gonna raid into somebody. Thanks for joining us. You're incredible. I love you so much. Hey, big kisses. Goodbye, farewell. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.